Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome to Vicarage Road. A rejuvenated Burnley have travelled south to take on Roy Hodgson's Watford. Watford against Burnley. We kick off at 3 o'clock. Mike Jackson continues as Burnley's interim boss. The Clarets have taken 7 points from 3 games under his tenure. Maxwell Cornet missed the win over Wolves with a knee injury. He's missing again. Jay Rodriguez was substituted on Sunday, but he's made it. He plays. And Nathan Collins is 21 today. Ben Mee, Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Eric Peters, Ashley Westwood all miss out again. Watford have lost their last 10 home Premier League games. It's a Premier League record. Roy Hodgson replaced Claudio Ranieri back in January. It's his 17th club job. They bring in Pedro, Kuka and Firmino. Out go King, Ngakia and Cleverley. So some more detail on those sides. Both teams registered their 300th Premier League game today. For Burnley, they're looking for 3 successive Premier League wins for the first time since April 2019. Just that one change we mentioned. Aaron Lennon in for Matty Vidra. It's Nick Pope in goal. Connor Roberts at right back. Charlie Taylor at left back. Birthday boy Nathan Collins alongside skipper James Tarkowski in the centre. Midfield 4 of Dwight McNeil, Josh Brownhill, Jack Cork and Aaron Lennon. We think the wide men will play inverted, so Neil right hand side, Lennon left hand side, and it's Jay Rodriguez and Wout Weghorst up top. On the bench for Burnley, Wayne Hennessy, Matt Lowton, Ashley Barnes, Dale Stevens, Phil Bardsley, former Watford player Matty Vidra, Kevin Long, Bobby Thomas and Dara Costello. Watford are staring down the barrel of their 4th relegation from the Premier League and their 2nd in 3 years. Former England keeper Ben Foster is in goal. Kika Firmino back at right back. Hassan Kamara at left back. Christian Kabasele and Samir in the centre. Midfield 3 of skipper Musa Sissoko, Imran Louza and Huraj Kuka. Ahead of them, a pacey front line. Ismail Assar, Emmanuel Dennis, who scored 10 times this season, João Pedro. On the bench for the home side, Austrian keeper Daniel Batman, Jeremy Ngeke, William Troost Ikong, Josh King, Adam Messina, Ken Seamer, Dan Gosling, Samuel Kalu and Edu Kayembe. Turf Moor in February, game was goalless, played in horrendous conditions. It was Hodgson's first game in charge. Burnley will bottom after that game, just 13 points from 19. They have taken 18 from the last 12, which is a fantastic turnaround. The last time these two sides met here, you've got to go back to November 2019. Burnley won 3-0, all goals in the second half. Chris Wood, Ashley Barnes penalty and James Tarkowski. Craig Pawson's the man in the middle. Stuart Atwell is operating VAR. 4 to go after today for Burnley. Villa home, Spurs away, Villa away and Newcastle at home on the last day. Andy Hodgson alongside me for Clarets Plus this afternoon. Hi Andy, how are we doing? It's another big one.
It is a big one, Phil. Are you all right? I know you've got a bit of a headache. It's the stress of it all, isn't it?
We're all good. We're all good.
Let's be honest, you know, it's stressful, this. And
it is a little.
Every game is a must-win. It's not really, but it is at the same time. And here's the news you need to know. Whilst you were doing that, I was watching who looked positive and who looked bang up for it. And Wout today, he is bang up for it. He's been running around there like a rhino. I'm telling you now, I've never seen him warm up like that before. He was bullish. He was jumping up about 8 feet in the air. He is bang ready for it today. And the good news is, they don't win. I've watched the last 4 games at home. I can see why they don't win. And today, this is a brilliant opportunity to put daylight between us and Everton.
It is a real chance, isn't it, to put 5 points between us and Everton. They would have 2 games in hand, but at this stage of the season, to go 5 clear would be fantastic. And go above Leeds as well.
Well, that's it. It's the psychological advantage before the 5:30 kickoff against Man City, or as I like to call them, 5-0 Man City, because, you know, they're just hopefully going to batter Leeds later on. that psychological advantage that says you've got to try even harder than you thought you did before is so important. They'll relax a bit more if we don't win. Everton have got that game in hand, therefore they can be a bit more relaxed if we lose today. But on paper, and we know that doesn't matter sometimes, but on paper this is very winnable. And here's how, Phil. Here's how. I've watched this team play at home against numerous teams. They let in loads of goals. This is not a 1-0 situation. I reckon we're going to win 3-0. They let in loads of goals and they don't play as a team. They've got some great speedy individual athletes, but the minute they get the ball, they are shooting for glory. They're not playing as a team. There's always massive gaps when teams surge forward, and from set plays, they're exposed every time. So we will know that. Mike Jackson will have briefed them on that. If there's a set play, this is pretty easy because they're not up for it. They're not as physical. It's entirely possible we'll exploit them on all those fronts. Yeah,
I mean, it could be their second relegation in 3 seasons. I mean, they did so well in the Championship last season. It sort of indicates a big gap, doesn't it, between the Premier League and the Championship?
It's a bit like Fulham, isn't it? You know, if you're Mitrovic, you know, and you can score 40-odd goals in the Championship, but you don't do anything in the Premier League, it's very, very similar. Fulham and Watford at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, if they lose today, I think they're all ready. If you listen to a lot of the fans and the commentators around the club, they're like, OK, whatever.
But they'd be 12 behind Burnley if Burnley to win here with a really poor goal difference.
Yeah, but, you know, you do have to say, you look at all the changes they make. I've been astounded that they've gone up and down as many times as they have. There's so many changes. How can anybody have any stability or go home feeling, you know, comfortable and restful as a member of staff here? Because you get a manager every 5 minutes.
It does seem
Roy
that way.
Hodgson's surely not going to be here next season either.
Well, there's already talk, isn't there, about his replacement. He's been ill this week, so let's hope he's here today. But what about Burnley? It's been a transformation, isn't it? 2 wins and a draw under the new interim manager, Mike Jackson. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, and that's why, really, game by game is the only way to go whilst we're looking for someone else. Because you can queue the rest up and say, the next interview's in 2 weeks. Let's just see what happens today.
Yes.
And that's what I'll be doing each time, because if we're winning, we're winning. And what we need to do is win every game to the end of the season, and then maybe the manager you bring in is a slightly different one if you're in the Premier League versus if you're in the Championship.
Quite clever to have Ben Mee as a sort of conduit between the players and the staff. That seems to work, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the players that have been interviewed this week and seeing what they've said publicly, really interesting to see a lot of the commentators on Burnley and now the players as well saying, even at the training ground, they feel like they've got more freedom. Very interesting to hear that, because you'd have thought they'd have had that freedom with Sean Dyche before, but they're vocalising that themselves now. Interviews
seem to be doing,
and that relaxed style. You can see Ben Mee was out there doing the warm-up today with Burnley. He's involved in the whole thing, and it's just working at the moment. So long may it last. We'll see whether it does.
Clearly, Paul Jenkins is no mug. He's been at a few clubs, knows the playing staff. Mike Jackson's been around the under-23s. Obviously, Ben Mee working with the 2 groups. And, obviously, Connor King working with the keepers. It looks at the minute to be working.
It does. And the one consistency we've got is, all those backroom staff, but also my lucky yellow jacket.
Yes.
I like to kiss, and there's been a
mustard
controversy today, because should I have worn this at Watford? This is Watford's colour. But I have pointed out that 90% of the games I've been at, we've won. There's only Brentford away we lost. All the others won or drawn. We've never lost in my yellow jacket, Phil. Where do you stand on this? Where do you stand? Should I be wearing this?
I'd keep wearing it. Even if it's sweltering hot, for now you're wearing it. You're wearing it. You've got to be consistent.
Back off.
You've got to be consistent. I mean, how'd you lose 10 on the spin at home?
Well, quite easy. You leave massive gaps, and on set plays you don't defend, and there's your answer.
It's a top-flight record. It's a top-flight record, which is incredible.
Consistent. I started watching literally this morning. I thought, I'm going to watch them all together and see if there's a pattern, and it's really obvious. I mean, it's so obvious that, as Roy Hodgson, how you've not gone, lads, I'm just going to put this up on a video and watch. Can you see where there's a problem? Because it's that obvious.
Possibly lack a bit of height in the side, don't they? I just wonder if Burnley will be, looking at all the corners, looking at all the free kicks, and looking to stack up at the back post and cause them problems.
That's where some of them come in. Yeah, they've not challenged for some of those, but also when teams break at them, the gap between midfield and defence, I mean, is enormous. It's like there's an NCP car park, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Harry Hornet's down there. He's a big lad. He might be better at the set pieces than some of their defenders.
You never know. That's true. He looks good. He's got my colours on. What's going on here?
It's a bit brighter. I think their colours are a bit brighter. You're mustard yellow.
Yeah, it is
aren't
a bit.
you?
Yeah.
You're mustard yellow.
Fair play,
They're a brighter yellow. I mean, the strip's done them no favours this season. They've had a horrendous home record, haven't they? Won the 2 games, beat Aston Villa and Manchester United, would you believe, here? Drawn 1, lost the rest. So it's a Premier League record. 14 defeats at home would be a Premier League.
It would be a record. But today is a beautiful day. It's a great day for football in the south of England. It is sunny. There's fluffy white clouds in the sky.
Fantastic back home as well, Andy. I know what you're getting at. Mediterranean down south.
I wasn't going to say it.
We left Lancashire yesterday. He's got to the under-23s game. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Was it?
Absolutely gorgeous up north.
That is called levelling up.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Fantastic day. And got a bit colder down south, I thought.
What?
Last night, yeah, a little bit chilly.
And you
the
think
under-23 lads.
Up?
The under-23 lads led 3 times. I don't think I've ever seen a game like it. And lost 5-3.
Let me have a look at the Burnley away end.
2,200. Yeah.
And there's a lot of them with the short sleeve tops on over there today. And it's a sea of claret and blue. No one's copied my lucky yellow jacket yet, so I'm not quite sure. Well, that hasn't caught on. I don't know why, or I'm confused by that. But
it's a great following, isn't it?
It is, and they've been
plenty of noise.
Yeah, this will be great today.
If Burnley can score first, you really fancy Burnley today, don't you?
Well, I'm going for 3. 3 from Burnley. It's always possible Watford will nick one, but they only ever seem to nick one, and then they let in a barrage.
Do you think?
And here they come.
Yeah, here come the teams. Burnley in claret and blue, Watford in their usual gold and black shorts, yellow socks. Let's go through the sides for you. Come out to Z Cars here at Vicarage Road, and Burnley look like this. Nick Pope in goal, Connor Roberts at right back, Charlie Taylor at left back, Nathan Collins, James Tarkowski in the centre. Collins is 21 today, Tarkowski standing skipper. In midfield, Dwight McNeil, Josh Brownhill, a former Wolves loanee Jack Cork, and Aaron Lennon. Up front, Jay Rodriguez and Wout Weghorst. On the bench for Burnley, Wayne Hennessy, Matt Lowton, Ashley Barnes, Dale Stevens, Phil Bardsley, another former Watford player, Matty Vidra, Kevin Long, Bobby Thomas and Dara Costello. For Watford, we think 4-3-3. Former England keeper Ben Foster in goal, Kiki Firmino at right back, Hassan Kamara at left back, Christian Cabaselli and Samir in the centre. Skipper Musa Sissoko in midfield alongside Imran Louza and Uraj Kuka. Ahead of them, a pacey front 3. Ismail Assar, Manuel Dennis, who scored 10 times this season, and João Pedro. On the bench for Watford, Austrian keeper Daniel Bachmann, Jeremy Ngakia, William Troost-Ekong, Josh King, of course, the Norwegian striker, Adam Messina, Ken Seamer, Dan Gosling, Samuel Kalu and Edo Kayembe. We kick off at 3 o'clock. Massive game. Black and yellow, vertical stripes for Watford, black shorts, yellow socks. Burnley in claret and blue. One or two of the lads just taking a drink on board.
I'd go for a mojito.
And Matty Vidra seems out there, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
What's happened there?
Yes,
Matty Vidra looks out there. That's a change, isn't it, to the side we were given?
It is.
What's happened there, do we think? There's been a change, hasn't there? We'll get that confirmed. Been a late change. Jay Rodriguez has pulled out, I'm afraid. So it is Matty Vidra to start. He scored in the game last week. So it's Matty Vidra.
So he must have hurt himself during the warm-up. Jay was out there warming up.
Yeah. So it's Matty Vidra out there. I wonder if we've made a change to the bench. We'll find out in a moment. Don't know if anybody else travelled down with the team, but it's a late change. That nearly caught us out, Andy.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'm surprised to say that he was just being casual. I thought he just wandered on and taken his top off. That's right. Yeah, I'll have a drink as well, lads.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a surprise against his former club. Had a really good time here against Watford.
We're changing ends now.
I think it's just 8 subs for Burnley. I don't think that counts as a substitution. We'll have to get that clarified. Normally, it is allowed if a player's pulled up in the warm-up. So it's Vydra up front alongside Weghorst. Lennon left-hand side, McNeil right-hand side. Might be Matty Vydra's day.
Yeah, could be. Well, I think the fans were 50-50 split. Some thought he did
no
well
change to the bench. We've just checked.
No change.
Sorry, Andy.
That's all right. You carry on. Yeah, half the fans were why isn't he starting, and half were saying, apart from the goal, he wasn't quite there. So you can't please everyone. You'll please 50% of them today with that late change.
Let's hope J-Rod's okay. Players take a knee. Does mean Burnley one short on the bench. And we are underway at Vicarage Road. Massive game for the Clarets. It's with Connor Roberts. Helps it on for McNeil. Won't get there. Burnley just stretched early on here. Kamara's continued his run down the left. Early chance here. Really early chance. Digs out across. That's Pope's. Too near the keeper. It's applauded by Pedro, but far too near the keeper. Inside 20 seconds.
They're fast.
Don't give the ball away, lads.
No, they are fast, but as individual athletes, they can punish you. But as a team, I can't see how they're going to. But yeah, they have got some supreme athletes in the early points of games, is what I've witnessed before, and that started here already today. They're skillful too.
Brownhill to win that against Sissoko. It'll be a throw. He takes it quickly. Pedro to try and touch on. Burnley nicked it. Collins just to touch it back to Pope. Burnley need to start well. It's one of those days where you want Burnley to start well. Vydra to win that. Jump well against Samir. Touch back by Cabaselli for his keeper. Poor kick. Cut out by Lennon. Burnley can't win the next ball. Loser to pick it up. Imran Loser. And he's lost 15 of his 19 Premier League games so far, which is close to a Premier League record. With Watford, centre of the park, using Kamara. Kamara back to Samir. Square for Cabaselli. Burnley 4-4-2. Vydra up front alongside Weghorst. Let's hope that hasn't affected Burnley. Taylor to clear his lines here. It's quite warm today. Watford, won by Cabaselli, comes away from Cork. Helped on Burnley win it back. Oh, Cork with a missed kick. Picked up by Loser, just goes wide here, left-hand side. Dennis coming inside, helps it on. Sissoko with him, outside the box. Nearly lost control, goes wide for Kamara. Good Watford pressure early on here. Pope's coming, so good at that. He is fantastic at that. Looking early here for Vydra, looking for the pace of Lennon down the left. But that's gone into the Graham Taylor stand for a throw-in. Interesting to see Pope releasing the ball quickly.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Actually, yeah, he's not waiting, he's not hanging back, and if he'd have been accurate with that kick, we'd have been away, which is what we need to do. I said that at the beginning. Breakaway, they leave massive gaps.
Here's Kamara. He's got Dennis with him, uses him, going down that left-hand side, Dennis. Roberts goes to him, almost on the byline here, into the box now, gets the ball in, headed away by Collins. Burnley will win the next one with Weghorst. Just needs a bit of support now, Weghorst. Back to his keeper. Had to be careful. There was just about enough on it. Vydra to jump and try and win this. Little break for Jack Cork. Scored here for Burnley against his former club. McNeil gives it away. Burnley not started too well, perhaps. Roberts across, wins a good challenge against Dennis.
Straight
it will be a Watford throw.
Yeah, McNeil was surrounded by 3 players at that point, and unfortunate to lose it. But Connor Roberts was not messing about and went straight through him. Out for a throw.
3 minutes gone. They've started quite brightly, to be fair. The side that has lost 13 times here is the Moroccan. Loser to get it forward. Worked for Collins. Wanted his keeper, but couldn't just quite find a way to get back to him. Hooks it out of play, the birthday boy. Throw to Watford, left-hand side. Burnley got to weather this storm a little.
I think that's the thing. We just need to take the energy out of this at the start, the first 10 minutes or so, and then get the foot on the ball.
Not convinced Kamara kept that in, by the way. Here's Kuka. looking to have a shot, well cut out by Vydra, can't get it back, he can now, battling away with Kuka. Vydra done well, he's got caught there for his trouble. Brownhill battling with Kuka, and it's given as a free kick, I think in Burnley's favour. It's pointing backwards, isn't it? It's the original foul on Vydra. The crowd love him, don't they, Matty Vydra?
They do. It's packed at that end.
Just feeling that knock. Czech Republic start. Ball forward. McNeil to take it down.
That'll do.
I'm not sure Roger Hodgson's here, is he?
He's not. No,
Ray Lewington.
It is unusual just to see Ray Lewington out there on the front on his own. It's
not been well this week, unfortunately. We wish him well. Here's Roberts with the throw.
Probably wait till half time to do the jokes about him being my dad. We'll not do them now. Not during the game, you know what I mean? That's...
McNeil for Weghorst. Won it back, Watford. Showing some character early on here. Collins wins that header, but it'll break here for Dennis. He's left it behind. Good work from Court. Nice and tiny, battling away, but Dennis has nicked it off him and gets the ball back here. Back heel from Pedro, and Burnley are struggling a touch. A really poor cross. Emmanuel Dennis. Might be better in the middle, I think, the Nigerian.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, several of them have got that speed and skill to get away, but so many of the games I've watched, just the highlights of Watford at home, they get the ball in good areas, but they've wasted it, and they've wasted it all season, which explains where they are. But then we're in a similar position down the bottom end, so
yeah,
you know, who's going to fare well out of this? It could be a good game if we can weather the first sort of 10-15 minutes and then start playing it.
Chase for Vydra. He's been active early on. Seems to be okay after that knock. Pedro to try and win that. Brownhill battling away. He's not going to pick up a suspension now, Brownhill. He's past that 32 game mark for 10 yellows. Down that right-hand side. Pedro trying to come inside. Brownhill's nicked it. Lennon can't keep possession. It's a little bit frantic at the minute.
We're keeping
Kamara.
our shape well, though.
We are. Yeah. McNeil to Kamara to Dennis. Dennis back inside for Samir. On for Kabasele. Do stretch it because they are playing 3 up, Watford. Here's Kuka. Touch back inside. Burnley not seeing a lot of the ball at the minute. Here's Samir, Brazilian-born centre-back. Looking long here, and Dennis will collect it. Good first touch. Looking to stretch Roberts. They're certainly trying to attack Burnley's right-hand side. Dennis on in turn here for Pedro. Pedro looking to get a ball down that right-hand side, and he's managed that. Up against Taylor. Cross deflected. Well, recovered by Tarkowski. Yeah. Corner for Watford.
I expected Charlie Taylor to deal with that. He often does on the left-hand side. He let it through, and that was quite dangerous. It was getting near to the goal. If it wasn't for Tarkowski, who slid in and put it behind there.
Watford now at set pieces. Samir is in there. Kabasele is in there. Kuka's in there. Swung in, dangerous one. It's Vydra with the header away. Might fall again here. Can Lennon nick it? Not quite. It's gone back on that right-hand side. Try and get the cross in again here, Watford. They've started well here. Decent ball in there. Might fall. Kuka gets the bar in. Off Tarkowski. A little bit unfortunate, Burnley. Kuka claiming it, but it'll be a Tarkowski own goal. We played 7 minutes, and Watford have got the lead here. Shot from Kuka, back off the bar, in off Tarkowski. Watford 1, Burnley 0. The Clarets are going to have to come from behind.
Well, you know, there's not a lot you can do about that. It's not as if they're surging forward. It's not as if they're better than us. They've had some possession. They've got lucky. I mean, that is literally they've got lucky. And I've seen them get lucky in a number of these home games, and I've seen them get 1 goal. That's it.
Given it to the lad, haven't they, the Slovenian, but there's no way that'll go down.
No.
It's a Kuka goal. It will be James Tarkowski on goal. And Burnley have got to settle in the game.
Purely accidental, though. There's nothing you can do about that. If it bounces off you, it's 0-0 in my head. And away we go.
Certainly hadn't gone over the line. Hit the England defender and bounced over. Here's Tarkowski. 1-0 Burnley settle. Court to win the next ball. Hooks it wide for Taylor. Too much on it. Watford throw. Burnley got to settle in the game here. Pedro, Tarkowski, good challenge. Clears his lines, finds Lennon. Lennon inside for Brownhill. On for Collins. Collins to come forward here, looking for the ball over the top for Weghorst. Weghorst battling with Firmina. Touches it inside, looking for Vydra. Easy clearance for Cabaselli. Cork to get it forward. Will break again here for Watford. That'll be a free kick, I think, it's going to be brought back. Just the goal we didn't want, obviously.
Well, of course it was, but they do often get a goal in these games and then lose by 4 or 5. So, you know, it's early. It's only 9 minutes gone. They were lucky. You know, we're not looking at here, oh my God, we're playing Man City. We're playing Watford.
Kick forward here from Foster. Tarkowski with a header now out of play. Just to recap that news just before kick-off. Jay Rodriguez having to pull out in the warm-up. Watford leading by a goal to 0.
Watford have got a throw in near our corner flag now.
Yeah, Southampton lead Palace by a goal to 0. That's going to be a throw, is it? Just waiting for Craig Pawson to identify exactly what he's given here. It's a free kick, I think, isn't it? Just by the touchline. Burnley not happy. Ray Lewington in charge today.
I think as the home fans have summarised quite well, how bad must you be? We're winning at home. Only 10 minutes gone. Long way to go.
Free kick on that far side. Looked a softish free kick. Defensive work here for Burnley.
Everyone's back.
Can't afford to concede again. I think Firmina to deliver here. Watford leading by a goal to 0. Swung it in towards the back post. Kuka with the header well wide. And that'll be a goal kick. The last side they beat here, Manchester United, back in November. So a long time ago.
They beat them quite heavily though, didn't they? Was that
4-1? Yeah, 4-1. First time Burnley been behind under Mike Jackson. Worth noting.
It's bad.
Kick from Pope. Looking for Weghorst. Flick on. It's all about Weghorst and Vydra today. Rodriguez had a calf injury on Sunday. Can only assume he's had a reaction to that today. Brownhill trying to battle, can't go through. Cork helps out. Taylor to help it on for Lennon. They're certainly fired up, Watford.
They are at the moment, aren't they? Yeah.
Firmina makes them a better side at right back. Throw to the Clarets.
But again, you know, that's going to be early stages. They're fired up. I think now we go a goal down, we know we've got to do something and then press on, and we know where we can press on and in what situations. So it'll be all right.
Weghorst. Oh, it's just gone under the legs of Taylor. Pedro to drive forward. Awkward start this for Burnley. Pedro's got Dennis with him. Dennis in the box now. Can he get his shot away? Hooked inside. Kuka could score here. Oh, it's a block by Tarkowski. Good intervention. Survived that one.
Yeah.
But Kuka close to a second.
They've got a little bit too much time now with a few of these. I think we probably need to start slowing them down on the runs coming in, but certainly Dennis is proving to be a bit of a menace on the left-hand side. But that nearly happened again, the ricochet off Tarkowski. This time, though, it went straight over the bar rather than in the back of the goal. Corner to them.
Corner Watford. Kuka just found a bit of room inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Good block in the end. More work here for Burnley's defence. It's going to be swung in from this left-hand side. One arm aloft. Pressure on Pope's goal here. Swung in towards that near post. Pope with the punch away. Had to make sure. Got it some good distance. Back to the taker. Firmina. Firmina on for Imran Louza. Louza turning away from Vydra. Gets a decent cross in. Diving header away. Tarkowski. Relieved the pressure momentarily. Here's Kamara. McNeil to try and apply pressure. Lennon's gone right-hand side. McNeil left-hand side. Foster. Really good ball through the middle. Pedro's got it. He could score here. Over the bar. Big chance. Big chance.
Yeah.
What a kick that was from Foster. And Pedro should have done better.
Well, McNeil was chasing it down at the other end, and I thought he's done enough to put him off here. And then he just gave him enough space to launch the ball, and they were all up and going for it. I mean, that was a pure race to the finish, and whoever got to it first had a chance, and that was a really good chance for Watford.
Some strong words from Nick Pope. Not happy with his defence there. One long ball over the top. They were cut open. Burnley have got to settle into this game yet.
Well, certainly a lot of discussions on the bench from the three of them, including Ben Mee at the moment.
Yeah, they've come out all guns blazing, haven't they, Watford? As though they've got a point to prove. Here's Malassar on that far side, looking to run. Helps it on. He's got away. Dennis is in the middle. I think that cross has gone over.
No. Linesman says no.
No, linesman says no. He's the man that matters, I guess. Burnley come away with the ball.
No, that's me. I'm the man that matters, and that was out, Phil.
Brownhill caught in possession by Kuka. Slovenian has started well. That has gone out this time. Burnley throw near the halfway line. We haven't really got started, Andy, have we?
We haven't put our foot on the ball yet, but I said first 10 or 15 minutes we'll weather the storm, and then we'll start to play. There's no doubt about it. We have to start to play at one point in this game, otherwise we've got another Norwich on our hands, and we don't want that. So they'll be with it in a minute.
Yeah, it was an early goal at Norwich that set us back. Taylor hasn't kept that in play. Just including that late withdrawal of Rodriguez, just not going for Burnley at the minute. Throw with Firmino. Ray Lewington just shading his eyes just to try and have a look at what Watford are doing here. Taylor to win the header, Weghorst to jump. Vidra can't pick up the loose ball. It is a foul.
Yeah, free kick.
Free kick Burnley, left-hand side. Chance for Burnley to pepper the box here, I think. We talked about set pieces. Mike Jackson not happy with something.
He's talking about throw-ins to Connor Roberts. Yeah,
Cries have come on Burnley.
He's quite animated at the moment, Mike Jackson.
McNeil with the delivery. Burnley came from behind to beat Everton. They're going to have to come from behind today. McNeil to swing it in, looking for Weghorst in there. Might break for Brownhill, left foot wide. Hit it well.
He did.
Burnley's first chance of the game.
Again, that's the first time now, 15-16 minutes gone, that's the first time we've seen that space open up where you can have shots from outside the box. Several of the goals that have been scored against Watford, keeping them at the bottom of the league, are on that outside the box area, so there's definitely space there today, and if McNeil, Brownhill, anybody in that section get the ball, they should have a go.
Foster here. McNeil switch back to the right-hand side, Lennon left-hand side. But Burnley just haven't quite got going yet. Collins to win that header, McNeil to hook it on. Got caught there, McNeil. I think Kamara, not sure what Kamara was doing there. He was a little bit high, and McNeil's been caught here. It is a free kick. We're going to see a replay just above us. Does catch him. He's quite high, Kamara, but I think he's going for the ball, to be fair.
Yeah, McNeil was facing his own goal and trying to flick it round to go towards the Watford goal, and yeah, he just carried through, didn't he? He's limping a bit, but he's up now.
Free kick Burnley. Some instructions here from Mike Jackson. Conceded early at Norwich, and that set Burnley back there at Carrow Road. Conceded early here. News on McNeil looks more encouraging. Ray Lewington just applauding his lads. Collins with the delivery here, just swings it in, looking for Weghorst. Clyde's with his man. Won't break for Vidra. Might break here for McNeil. Foul by Weghorst on Kamara. Free kick Watford.
Keeping it quite a high line from that free kick as well. Which is interesting to see.
Yes.
We're not really, Weghorst or Vidra are not really getting the ball when we do loft it to them at the moment.
Kick from Foster. Burnley, you've got to be careful of that. Having been caught out with that long boot forward before. Header won by Samir. Flick on here, but Roberts on his left foot to get it away. Vidra jumps with Kabasele, but he wins it comfortably. Firmino and Lennon, all pace. It's come off Lennon for a Watford throw. Their last win here against Burnley, February 2017. Troy Deeney amongst the scorers that day. Firmino with the throw. 18 minutes gone. Watford's day so far. Collins missed kick.
Mistake.
Oh, it's awkward in the box now. Watford has retrieved it. Done well with it.
Yeah, recovered
that'll be
well.
a goal kick. Really retrieved it well. It was a missed kick. A fly shot, wasn't it? And he got back and blocked the ball. Thumps his fist into his hand, but he got back, dealt with it. Burnley just a little edgy, I think, Andy.
They do seem to be now, don't they? And they're not getting the foot on the ball. They're not slowing it down. They're not getting the possession when we put it up front either. So something has to change here.
Watford have conceded in their last 21 home top-flight games. It's a Premier League record. You've got to go back to 1968 when a side had a longer run, and that was Queen's Park Rangers. Here's Samir on for Kamara. It was 0-0 at Turf Moor. Goal off the underside of the bar, hit Tarkowski and went in. Burnley maybe thought they were getting a reprieve with it coming off the bar, but it didn't work out. Taylor looking for Vidra here, left channel. Vidra 27 against 27 here, up against Cabaselli. Vidra releases it. He's found Lennon. Lennon with a chance here, hooks it back inside. Weghorst can't reach it. Roberts will pick up the loose ball. Just hooks it inside for McNeil. Get it on his left-hand side here, McNeil. Needs a bit of support, perhaps. Hooks it inside for Brownhill. Good from Burnley. Trying to touch it on here, Weghorst. Got a shot away.
Corner.
It's been deflected. Corner.
Here we go.
Better from Burnley.
Starting to build now. Come on, here we go. This is it. I mean, that was lovely work by Vidra. I thought he was stuck there. He was isolated. Managed to release the ball for Aaron Lennon to come through, and Weghorst was inches away, diving in with his feet. But we've got a corner out of this play now.
Now then, set pieces are a problem, I think, for Watford.
Yes.
And Brownhill will look to deliver here.
They're lining up now. Here they go, splitting.
Swung in. It's gone in deep. Keeper not coming. Header one and gone behind. Another corner. Headed behind.
They just don't seem to deal with corners and set plays that well, so we know that, and you can tell the confidence that they've got, and the way we're now lining up almost in a row, so they don't know what we're going to do. They're literally all the Watford players pointing at each other, and then as the corner's about to be taken, they break and run.
Here's McNeil with the delivery, swings it towards the back post. Keeper comes, too much height on it really, and I think Foster able to take it. And take it comfortably. 39 now, Ben Foster. As far as Burnley fans are concerned, always remember Robbie Blake's goal against him.
Ben Foster's 39, did you say?
39, yes.
He's older than me.
Nice one. Kicked out of play.
I put him off there, Phil. I put him off.
Roberts with the throw, looking for Vidra. Couldn't be offside from the throw. Weghorst wants the next ball.
Go on, Lennon.
Here's Lennon. Helps it on nicely for McNeil. 4 up here, Burnley. McNeil looking inside, headed away. Did well with it, Watford. Helped on here by Kuka. Collins to win the next ball. Here's McNeil against Kuka. Kamara clears it right-footed. Tarkowski to win the next header. Looking to get some distance on it. Lennon trying to flick it on. He thought he got fouled. It's with Kuka. Kuka and Firmino certainly make a difference in the Watford side. Here's Kamara. Hooks it down the line.
It's not gone out.
I think Pedro had started his run a little earlier than that. And Pope's come and collected it. Halfway through the first half, Watford 1, Burnley 0.
Phil's having a drink for those only listening. He's having rum and coke today. He's only had 7 before he started the match.
I knew you said rum and coke. I knew you would say it.
Like a pirate.
Like a pirate. Collins to bring it forward, but Burnley trailing here by 0-0. Birthday boy leaves it for Cork. On for Roberts. Ball inside for McNeil. That's good.
Give.
Trying to get away from Kamara. Looking for Lennon. Lennon trying to knock it on. Doesn't quite work out. Kuka under pressure. Gives it away. Roberts to win the next ball. Driving forward as he run into trouble. Touches it on here. Vidra knocked off the ball. Come away with it. Sissoko just too strong for Brownhill. Sorry, on that occasion. Lewington just urges them on. Decent ball here for Sissoko. Collins got back. Up behind. Watford corner.
It was interesting. We were trying to do the right thing in terms of putting it in that middle section that I've said is where they always leave the space. So we're doing absolutely the right thing. We'll exploit that at one point, but you've got to be careful with their speed and skill on the breakaway.
Firmino coming across to take it. That Tarkowski own goal separating the two sides. And Burnley only 8 on the bench. Rodriguez pulled out just before kick-off, and we'll get news on that when we can. Firmino to deliver here. One arm aloft. Plenty in the middle. Swings it in. Good delivery right in there. Punched away by Pope. Had to make sure, didn't he? It was a good delivery for Mina. It was swinging in. He must have been close to scoring there. Here's Foster. Another big boot forward. Collins across to win a good header. Brownhill to head it on. But they've got to get the ball on the deck a little bit more here. They're just struggling to deal with Watford at time. Cork's got a touch on that. Vidra for Court. Looking wide here for McNeil. McNeil waiting for Roberts. Coming inside here, McNeil. We'll use Roberts. Back for McNeil. Movement from Vekhorst.
One in that space that we talked about then, so he's had to stall, come back out, and now flick it over to the opposite side there.
Cork for Taylor. Back inside for Collins. Just over 20 minutes to the half remain. Watford have got the advantage. Here's McNeil.
Have a run,
this right touch line. He's going to go on the outside here if he can. Can he get across him right-footed? Not quite. Hooked away. Comfortably in the end by Samir.
Progress though, that's good. He needs to be making that run. We don't want to go back to that kind of pausing just over the halfway line and going left. You know,
showed him the
right.
outside there, didn't they?
Yeah, but he needs to do that because he's more of a threat if he has a run at them. We've seen him do that a couple of times recently.
Here's Roberts with the throw. Vekhorst wanted it. Roberts wasn't confident in finding the big Dutchman. Throws it inside for Vidra. Vidra trying to lay it off, couldn't. Kuka's won it. Wide here for Mina. Burnley having to retreat into their shape here. Firmino driving forward. Nice ball forward from him for Sarr. Sarr up against Tarkowski. Back for Firmino. Here's Kuka. On for Loser. Loser on in turn for Cabaselli. Crowd getting a little anxious. They were close to beating Brentford. It was 1-1 late on in the game. They hit the post and Brentford went down the other end and scored. Here's Cabaselli. Cries have come on Burnley. Ball over the top that Roberts will win. McNeil to Elpon. He's found Vidra. Vidra can collect this. No offside. Vidra's done well with it. He's got McNeil available right on side.
Go on, have a run, Dwight. Go on.
Roberts trying to go on the outside.
Go
McNeil
on,
driving into the box now. Is he knocked over?
Penalty,
Burnley.
Come on.
He's given it. Had to be.
Yes, it is.
Knock over. And Burnley have got a penalty. They will check it on VAR. Was it inside? Was it outside? Brownhill's gone to grab the ball.
I was going to say who takes this. Not Maxwell Cornet and not Jay Rodriguez. So.
Brownhill's grabbed it.
Yeah.
Is Vekhorst wanting it? Oh, it's Vekhorst.
Yeah, he's giving it to him, yeah.
Now then, we'll have a look on VAR. Is there to be a card here?
Do you see the difference, though? Dwight McNeil that
running
time.
At it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just see the replay here. He almost got sandwiched, didn't he? Is the challenge outside? No, I think it's inside.
No, it's inside. It's inside. But it was the running that frightened them. And that's the difference. Once he started doing that, he's now putting the fear into them, and they're not going to be able to cope with us. Once we get a bit braver in this game, we'll be all right here. And that's the second time he's run down that right-hand side, and we've got a penalty out of it.
It's the longest check, isn't it? They're checking if it's inside or out.
They're checking to see if Ben Foster's 39 or not.
They've no need to check that. Is it outside the box? Difficult to tell from here. Certainly the ball's inside.
I'd like it to be inside.
I think it's outside.
No, Phil, but I'd like it to be inside.
It's not. We've not got a great view of the screen here. It's very tight. It could be outside, couldn't it? Could easily be outside that.
Yeah, but Phil, just stop it. I want it to be inside.
No, it's outside. It's outside.
That is rubbish, Phil.
I thought it was.
Well, that's not what we want at all.
It was tight. It was very tight. The crowd have realised, haven't they now? Foul outside the penalty area. It's very close. I suggest anything on the lines inside. And Stuart Atwell's checked it. He's given it as outside.
OK, let's go from the free kick then. Come on.
I think McNeil will hit this.
They're certainly standing over it with Brownhill. They're the only two there, aren't they?
It's a three-man wall. The wall's going to have to go back some considerable distance. There's been a real old delay here.
If it's only a three-man wall, this is relatively easy. I'd go for the top left-hand corner.
Well, the wall does look very much to Foster's left at the minute, doesn't it? And I think McNeil's got half of the goal, well, three-quarters of the goal to aim at here.
Now four and a half in the wall.
It's almost placed on the line, isn't it, the ball? It's that close.
Yeah.
There's four in the wall and a man stood to the right-hand side of the wall. Cork and Vidra are trying to block the keeper's view. He has moved to his right-hand side now. McNeil will hit this, I'm sure. The referee is ready. McNeil with the delivery. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to hit it low. Oh, wasn't his best. Topped it, really. Roberts to get a ball in, looking for Weghorst, trying to take it down on his chest. Nice skill from Tarkowski. Touch back here for Brownell, who looked to hit it. Lennon to touch it on. Good from Burnley. They've hacked it away, though. And Watford will look to build here. Cork's hit that, I think, almost against his own man. And Watford have got men up here. It's almost 3-on-2. Real problems for Burnley. Losers up there. Dennis is trying to get back. Clearances from Cork. Lennon needs to try and win the next ball if he can. Has done, but I think it might go out of play on that far side. Ball inside, Sissoko will win. Big moment in the game. VAR check. Penalty outside. Well, free kick was outside the area. This will be Taylor to win this. Hooks it out of play. Watford throw.
Well, there were two big moments there, weren't there? I mean, possible penalty. It wasn't. Free kick that we should have done better with. And Dwight McNeil seemed to be squaring up to take the most wonderful left-footed into the top corner kind of free kick. And actually, it just rolled along the floor and hit a Watford player in a way. So
topped it,
nothing.
Didn't he? Topped it.
Yeah.
Ran on the floor. Hit the defender. Sarr to collect this back here. Oh, break here. Ball into the middle. Roberts with a diving header away. Push on Vidra, was there then? No free kick. Burnley trying to win the ball back. Breaks on that far side. Watford throw. Half an hour gone.
Ashley Barnes warming up already.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Got a decent record against Watford. Young Dara Costello also warming up. Gone all the way back here to Foster. Haven't got a fantastic record when they score first. 7 of the 33 games. Did win 5 of them, Watford. Here's Roberts. Will go away here, left-footed. Needs to clear his lines here. Dennis got a touch. Brownhill battling. Kuka to win it. Burnley got to be careful here. Here's Sarr. He's got Dennis with him. Into the box now, Emmanuel Dennis. Looking to take on Tarkowski. Comes inside, then outside. Saved by Pope at his near post.
Oh, that was close.
Corner Watford.
Yeah, Dennis swapping round, going on the right-hand side this time and turning Tarkowski inside and out to get the ball through. And good save by Pope there, because I thought that was in.
Loser just to take it on that far side. Imran Loser, former Nantes player. Moroccan international. He's going to swing this in left-footed. Plenty in the middle. Then they've got to win the first header here. And Weghorst does that. Gets it away. Will come back in with interest, and there's plenty stacked up at the back post. McNeil wins the header. Sarr now left-hand side up against McNeil. Looks to get the ball in, has done. Pedro under pressure, still got his foot on the ball. Has he got support here? João Pedro looking to go on the outside of Collins. Pushed over, free kick. Did have his arms in his back. I mean, Pedro went down dramatically.
He went down easily. I mean, Collins is pleading his innocence, saying, come on, literally. I put my hand up there and he bounced off my hand onto the floor. That's what he's saying.
Burnley up against it here.
The worry is when we put all the men back, you're less likely to let in a goal, but there's no way to get the ball out, and that's just what's happened here. We've been pinned in our own area, and we're doing it again.
Free kick here. I'm just wondering if he'll go for goal here. It's a one-man wall. I think Dennis might go for goal here.
Is that what you'll do, Phil?
I think he's going for goal here, and I don't think Burnley are quite onto it. It's just McNeil in the wall. I think Kuka's trying to block Pope's view, and I think Dennis is going for goal here. Just watch this. I've got to tell you, it was absolutely awful.
Is that what you'll do, Phil? Because what are you
absolutely awful,
instead of bending it around the only man in his way, he put it to the left of him and went behind the goal. So I imagine that is what you do.
Almost just hit the side netting, didn't it?
Okay, yeah.
If McNeil's free kick wasn't great, that was probably even poorer.
But that's the consistency that Watford have lacked, and we have to be in a similar position down in the relegation zone. But he should be at least getting that into a goal-scoring opportunity. I mean, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, absolutely. Vidra with a header, trying to find Lennon. Brownhill on to win the next ball. Cork battling away and wins it.
Go on.
Here's Lennon. Cork stayed down.
Come on.
Brownhill touching on for Vidra. 2 Burnley players down. I'm not sure that's an advantage, but here's McNeil looking to find Vidra. It's come off Vidra. I'm not sure that's an advantage. 2 Burnley players were down there, Cork and Lennon, and Craig Pawson played on with the advantage. You can't have an advantage if you've just 9 men, 8 outfield players.
Yeah.
Shaking the hand from Sissoko. No wonder he's shaking his hand.
Jackson's now encouraging, when it comes out from Nick Pope, that everybody packs over to the right and Nick plants it in the middle of them. So he's encouraging everyone to come right over rather than leave it open, and they're running at us when we're leaving it too far wide and open. So he's trying to squash them together in a pack from now on.
Flick on here, finds Pedro, running off him is Sarr. Pedro into the box, touch on for Vermeer. Good challenge from Tarkowski. What's he given here? Corner. They want a penalty, I think.
What for?
I assume it's handball as he slides in. And they've crowded the referee, haven't they?
Oh, Weghorst is getting in a bit of a tussle with them now.
Sissoko's had a little bit of a push and a shove with Weghorst.
Weghorst is trying to protect the referee and saying go away and leave him alone, and there's been a bit of pushing.
There's too many of them around the referee, wasn't there? It's just not acceptable, and he's having a way with Weghorst, who's, I think, the innocent party.
Yeah, I think he's about saying, are you all right? Because you're a lovely man, I suspect.
He was just crowded, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, have we seen a replay? Assume it's hit Tarkowski. Are they checking it? Don't normally give those if the referee's not giving them on the pitch. He's saying we're playing on with the corner. But he's still been followed by 4 or 5 yellow and black shirts. He's not taking any action, which is a little bit of a surprise. 10 minutes to half time. So not a great first half for Burnley. They just haven't got going. Corner on that far side. Got to see this out. Swung in towards that near post. Header away by Vidra. McNeil across. Kuka to put him under pressure. McNeil clears it right-footed and out of play.
But where could he put it?
No, he couldn't.
Again, we've got to leave at least one half up front in order to make that run. Otherwise,
he'd struggle to find that person there, wouldn't he? He was hemmed in by the corner flag. Here's Kamara. Difficult afternoon for Burnley. Back with Hassan Kamara. Cork wins the header. Sissoko jumps with Vidra. Might break here for Vidra. Kamara across to deal with it. Cork across and fouled. I mean, Burnley taking it quickly. Referee's happy.
Give it a vote.
Not from the right position, probably. Roberts driving on here. Good tackle. Really good tackle to deny him from Kamara. Surprised the referee allowed Burnley to take that free kick. It was nowhere near the right position. Ball into the middle. Headed on, and it's gone off a defender, I thought. Vidra jumped. It came off Vidra, I think. Gone wide of the target.
Did well, Vidra, to get his head to it. You don't often see him in that position, winning a header in the middle of the area.
8 minutes of the half remaining.
And in fact, he didn't win the header. I was right.
Was it a corner?
It did look like it to me.
Yeah, I thought so at first glance. It's not easy just seeing the screens above us. Here's the kick from Foster. 8 minutes of the first half remain. Flick on here finds Pedro. Burnley a little exposed at the back there, but Tarkowski to win it. Loses out, does he? Pedro battling away in there. Watford
needs to get back in position as well.
Bit left, I think, for Firmino.
Quite fancy an ice cream now, Phil, if you could arrange that. I'd take a cornetto.
No. I've got to say, it's not that warm up here, actually.
That's why I've got the jacket on. Yeah. It's the yellow jacket, Phil. Fulfills all sorts of requirements. Warmth, luckiness, ice creams.
It's got to work. Here's Malassar back again on that right-hand side. Pedro to try and win it. Taylor to try and hook it away. Hits the Brazilian, and he's won himself a throw.
It's really interesting watching Ray Lewington during this game. He's been encouraging his team to pack in as well, because he must be aware that they leave a lot of spaces to allow teams out, and so he's been encouraging everyone to pack in as well. So it'll be fascinating in the second half if both managers go in and say pack together. What we end up with in the second half, God only knows.
It is just one win in 17 away from home in the Premier League for Burnley. Everybody will remember that Crystal Palace win in 2017. So in a way, it's a similar sort of record Burnley have got now. There's Court to win that. Lennon to try and help it on. Sissoko in the middle of the park. Oh, tried to hook it back. Nearly found Vidra. Got away with that. Samir tidies up back to his keeper. It's been a game of poorish quality so far, and the goal was a touch fortunate for Watford. Tarkowski cross wins it. Collins to tidy up.
Does well.
He found Brownhill. He has.
Important that.
Taylor's wide left-hand side. Taylor looking long, looking for Vidra. Not going to win that, Vidra. In the air against Cabaselli. Loser under pressure from Weghorst. Good pressure from Weghorst. It's gone all the way back to his own byline, but he will come away with it. Done well, the Moroccan. And he's looking further afield now. Goes wide left. Kamara crossfield ball that Taylor will win. Looks to take it down on his chest under pressure from Sarr. Taylor needs a bit of support here. Hits it again. Sarr wins the throw.
He went for the option of let's pretend we're putting it somewhere, but you can always kick that out for me. Slow the game down a bit.
Just over 5 minutes of the half remain.
I can see Ashley Barnes coming on in this game. It's his kind of game.
I can. Yeah, it's a scrappy old game.
He'll get his free kicks.
Burnley a little bit short of forward options. 8 subs on the bench. There's Taylor with the throw. Looking down the line here. Weghorst wins another throw. A little bit further forward. Rugby union style, gaining some yardage. It'll be Taylor with the throw. Watford lead. Tarkowski on goal on 7 minutes. Throw inside here for Weghorst, trying to lay it off. Can't find Vidra. Samir with the clearance. Another Burnley throw into that new stand, the Graham Taylor stand.
5 minutes left. We could do with an equaliser.
We could.
I'd
we
quite
certainly
like that.
could. I mean, the penalty looked a real opportunity, didn't it? It's back with Brownhill. He wins another throw here with Taylor. Weghorst comes short. Burnley just not getting out of it, out of the byline, out of the touchline with the throw. And Weghorst has won this back. Touch back for Brownhill. Brownhill back here for Tarkowski. On in turn, does he for Collins?
Oh, he does it.
Is that? Uses Cork on for Collins, birthday boy. Wants Roberts. Right hand side. Roberts looking here for Weghorst. Keeper started to come. Vidra to try and flick it on. Hits it first time left footed wide. Won the header with the ball aimed into the box, and as it fell, left foot volley wide of the target.
Not easy to do. The ball was, he was spinning, and so was the ball, and he managed to, I mean, he literally pirouetted round him with his left foot, tried to connect with that, but it wasn't on target. I think Mike Jackson said in the week, you got to get to half time in these games and then work out what to do next.
There's an element of that, isn't there?
Yep.
The 3 forwards have caused Burnley some problems. I mean, the goal's a little fortunate because it hits Tarkowski off the underside of the bar.
It's a lucky goal.
Here's Cork. Cork just helps it on for Vidra. Vidra on for McNeil. McNeil had to be quick there and got caught, I thought. No foul. Here's a chance on the break here with Pedro. Sit against Pedro. It'll be a Burnley throw. Really good from Burnley.
Confident from Collins.
Just leave this for Connor Roberts, I think. Ashley Barnes organising, getting the ball to Roberts, and the referee wanting to go back.
Yeah, Collins there doesn't hoof it, doesn't go through his man, literally puts his leg in front of it and allows it to ricochet back off the Watford player. So really clever play.
Long throw here looking for Weghorst.
They're all over Weghorst.
They were there as he jumped.
All over him.
Vidra is going to be penalised here. No, he's not. Ball forward. Chase for the lanky Pedro. And it's gone out of play. Couldn't keep it in. And Roberts has got the throw here. Final 2 minutes of the half. Watford got the lead. Trying to pick out Lennon there. Roberts will win the next one. Easy one though for Samir, the Brazilian on the volley and away. Taylor to win the next header. Will break for Pedro though. Touch back for Sissoko. On here for Imran Loser. Looking to get a ball in here. Oh, Taylor is on his toes there. Wins the header. Does he under pressure?
Certainly does.
Tarkowski away. Weghorst to try and win it against Kabasele. Here's Cork looking long for Vidra. Can't find him with that.
Right-footed and straight out to the left-hand side where there was absolutely nobody.
Ben Mee stood on the edge of the area.
Yeah, that defensive work by Taylor was excellent. He, I mean, literally dived in with his head. Unlikely to lose a penalty to that.
Tarkowski won that header. Taylor to win the next ball, although he's pushed. Collins wants to take it quickly. Tacker over it. Maybe final minute of the half. There'll be perhaps 3 minutes to add on because it was a lengthy VAR intervention when Burnley thought they had a penalty. Here's Tarkowski looking to try and pick out Vidra. Got out by Kabasele, and he's done well there, Kabasele. Here's Kuka. Certainly announced on the PA he'd scored, but it would be given to Tarkowski. It's that position, left centre-back, always gets an own goal or two every season for Burnley.
Barnsley's still warming up, and warming up hard as well.
He is, yeah, he's on the field of play actually, isn't he? Just warming up.
And he's the only one that's been out twice.
Just wonder if Vidra's not 100% here.
Yeah.
He took a bang to the heel early on, didn't he? Well, I just wonder if he's still feeling that. Throw inside, flick on from Pedro. Burnley can't win the next ball. Nice turn from Sarr. He's got pace to burn, goes down. Didn't think there was an infringement there.
Collins is saying you should book him. Collins is saying he's literally fallen over trying to get the advantage.
It's gone behind for a corner, hasn't it?
Yeah, immediately Collins
you wonder why there's no action.
A card. He's furious and he's looking at the linesman going, what are you watching?
Just 1 minute. How's there only just 1 minute? The VAR intervention was far longer than that.
Yeah.
It's a free kick, isn't it? No, he's given the free kick. It's not the corner. He's given the free kick just outside the box. Right-hand side. Late pressure here.
So we've got no outlet here. We've got all players in the area again.
All in the 18-yard box. Let's see what happens here. Might go for goal here. It's a one-man wall again in Lennon. Watford to deliver here. Everybody back. Virtually everybody on Burnley's 6-yard line. Swung in. Ooh. Punched away by Pope de Guffago. Loser. I thought he would do. There'll be a throw on that far side for the home side. Difficult half for Burnley. Really haven't got going. Touch reminiscent of Norwich. We've played the minute now, I think. Helped on by Sissoko. Might just break here for Watford. There might just be time here for them to get the ball in the box again. It's Pope's. That'll be half time.
Yeah,
Craig Paulson's going to blow. Watford lead at half time by 1-0. It's given their crowd something to cheer in a miserable season on 7 minutes. Kuka with a volley against the underside of the bar. Ricocheted in off James Tarkowski to give Watford the lead. Burnley thought they'd got a penalty on 27 minutes, but on review, very, very tight. But the foul deemed to be just outside the box on McNeil, and it reverted to a free kick, which McNeil topped, didn't get enough power on. A comfortable clearance. Vidra 3 minutes before half time won the initial header, fell to him on the volley, wide of the target. Not Burnley's half by any stretch of the imagination, and Watford lead by 1-0 at half time. That goal, Tarkowski, own goal.
A lot of the fans are saying on the live chat on YouTube today, Burnley play better in the second half, so keep the faith. Barnes will be on fire. Be positive up the Clarets. So all the fans still with us. Come on, Burnley, we need a win again. And second half, it'll be a different situation here because he's got to make some sort of changes. Watford have definitely had the advantage through there. They've looked more dangerous through there. We've not created enough opportunities. But when they've been brave enough, we've created opportunities, but it's only been once or twice. So the minute Dwight McNeil started marauding down the right-hand side, we create an opportunity, we nearly get a penalty, and we get a free kick out of it.
Yeah, it was that one run, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we've got to be brave up. Hoisting it up to Vidra isn't going to work because he's never going to get the header, so that's a waste of time. It has to go every single time to Bout, and it's not been doing. They've not really gelled. They've not really, played off each other at all. And it is that sort of game where you want Ashley Barnes on. He's now out at half-time, just wandering around.
Trying to catch the eye, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just wandering around.
Thinking, well, if I warm up properly here, it might be my call. Disappointing half, isn't it? You look at Newcastle, you look at Leeds, you look at Brentford away, you look at Norwich away. There's a bit of a pattern there. There
is a pattern there, and it's a surprise. And you look at when we did 7 points in 7 days, and you think, oh well, we're away at that point, and then we started to lose games again, and it is surprising. When there's urgency, the teams seem to come together, and you have to argue at half-time, if you're Mike Jackson, there is urgency, because if we can put games like this away, we are safe and you're Premier League players next year, or do you want to play in the Championship? I mean, you've got to be saying that to the players.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. I mean, this is an opportunity, but it was an opportunity for 90 minutes. You might even take the draw 1-0 down at half-time. I don't know, but
well, I said before kick-off, we're looking at 15 points to play for. So every game's a must-win, because I want to get over the line before the Newcastle game.
You'd take 9, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So
I'd certainly take 9. Would you take 7? Possibly.
Difficult. We're us, Leeds, Everton, as unpredictable as each other, and Watford have been predictable in losing every game up to this point at half-time, where they're looking like they're going to take all the spoils. But 45 minutes where you change the team around, you change how you perform, you give them more licence to say why you're not running forward. Lennon's had the ball again. It's once or twice, and he's made those runs, but it's just not happened. And I'm not quite sure why they've not exploited the space. I think only once or twice I saw them try and go into the middle, where I often see the space in Watford's other games where they've lost. It's only happened once or twice. They've got to do it again and again and again, and they've got to stop doing that pause and let's go left and get forward.
Yeah, it did it against Everton, 2-1 down at half-time against Everton. I mean, coming from behind to win in the Premier League is pretty rare, particularly for Burnley.
But against Watford, I think
you feel you can do it.
Possible.
You can feel if you can get an early goal second half, it does
not enough set pieces.
Up a little.
So you bring on Ashley Barnes on 60 minutes is what I would do. And if we haven't created anything in that opening section, you bring on Barnesy and you say, right, go and get us some free kicks, because the set pieces will finish them.
Could be crucial.
Yeah,
could be crucial. I mean, the last 10 in the Premier League here they've lost. They reached Chelsea, Man City, Wolves, Spurs, Norwich, Brighton, Palace, Arsenal, Leeds and Brentford. It's an opportunity today for Burnley. They've got to look to take it. They've got to look to take it. I mean, it's gone well under Mike Jackson so far, hasn't it? No reason to think Burnley can't turn it round again today.
No, absolutely. You could see that he could see the way the play was going. They were allowing Watford far too much space, and that's why at times they were getting the ball forward and they were pinning us back. We've clearly got a problem when we're defending, putting all the men back in the area where we've got no outlet, and so we've invited the pressure a couple of times on ourselves by not having that outlet, and that's got to change in the second half. You've got to leave someone at least halfway up the field in order to go for it, because Watford weren't putting all their men in our area. They were lining up on the outskirts ready to have a pot shot. So that seems like a bizarre way to set up.
Three look dangerous, don't they? They look like got pace.
They do,
Saar, Dennis,
but at times they look appalling.
Pedro,
they look dangerous, and the next minute it's woeful.
They look sort of estranged from the rest of the team at times, don't they? Kuka makes a difference, I think. Firmino at right back makes a difference. They're a better side with those two back in. Was it a strange one for you when Sean Dyche, the announcement was made and Sean Dyche was leaving?
It was bizarre for everyone, wasn't it? I mean, because no one expects it. I think I'd said at the time, the day has to come. When the day comes, it will be sad and disappointing because we've had such a great period under Sean Dyche. But at the end of the day, football clubs are owned by owners, and they're going to make the decisions. And you can sit there at the end. Alan Pace can't win and he can't lose.
No,
he really has no way to go.
It was just 4 wins in 34 Premier League games. I mean, the stats weren't great, and you can see why the change was made at that time. I mean, just to tell you here, last time we played Watford, which was Sean Dyche's former club as a manager, you've got to go back to 2012 when we lost here 3-2. Eddie Howe was the Burnley manager. The next 13 games between Burnley and Watford had Sean Dyche as the Burnley manager.
Yeah.
That tells you a story. God knows how many managers they had in those 13 games. It might have been 13.
I was just going to say it's probably the same. Yeah.
Stability's done as well in the past, hasn't it?
But it's
the change has obviously reinvigorated us.
That's it. If we stay up, everyone says that was the right decision. If we go down, everyone says that was the wrong decision.
Yeah, and should have built for next season.
Yeah, you can't win as an owner. There's no way you can win in that position.
You can't. I mean, Sean Dyche will go on and get another job. Cherry pick almost, couldn't he? What he goes into from here.
You'd have thought so. It's been interesting hearing some pundits saying they're not quite sure where to position him because he's only been in a certain position. It's not like he's won the Champions League, the FA Cup, but what he's done well. He's done a certain kind of pigeonhole, and I guess really what you've got to do is look at what other pigeonhole he'd fit in, or does anyone take a risk with him?
I would imagine you're looking at big city clubs in the Championship who need to get out of the Championship, and they'll turn to him.
Like Watford, you mean?
Well, yeah, they are going down. I would suggest. I can't see him going to Watford under the current owners.
Well, no, it's a bizarre option for anyone, isn't it? Apart from saying, give us a 3-year contract, and when you find me in 6 months, I'll take the money. Apart from that, but he doesn't live far from here.
You wondered about Queen's Park Rangers. You did wonder about Queen's Park Rangers, who have parted company this week with Mark Warburton. He's going at the end of the season. So you wonder about them, don't you?
Yeah.
There'll be Sheffield United, West Brom. Forest are doing okay, aren't they? There'll be sides like that, big clubs in the Championship, that he would do a very good job for, I would imagine.
That's very true. But in terms of all the names associated with the management job here, could be Mike Jackson if he carries on winning. But the names this week being floated around, Vincent Kompany, Wayne Rooney keeps coming back into it. Rafa Benitez geographically makes sense because of where he lives. Can we afford managers like that? Would they be attracted to a club like Burnley?
Company's interesting, isn't it? Company's interesting. Patrick Vieira's done well at Palace.
Yeah.
Are they similar? Would they be similar sort of appointments?
Everyone speaks very well of him, and I think fans find ex-players who are exceptional ex-players exciting. It's the same. The flip side of the coin now. You mentioned Sam Allardyce's name as a fan, and everyone goes, "I don't want that." But Vincent Kompany hasn't got the pedigree, frankly, of Sam Allardyce and the history. So again, you split the fans right down the middle. So it'll be fascinating to see who does come in, and of course, who does come in at this stage. If you any of those names we've mentioned, you're thinking, well, I'll probably make my decision if you offered me the job when I know whether you're up or down, because that's a very different job to do.
Yeah. Difficult to appoint an interim manager at this stage, isn't it? All
I can say at the moment is that Alistair Campbell and I are still in the running, and we haven't turned down the job as joint managers, and so that is still possible, Phil. Because I knew you were going to ask that next. It's all right.
Yeah.
Elephant in the room and all that. You say it. It's fine.
I think Burnley will go game to game. Mike Jackson's done ever so well. Those 2 wins at home and the draw at West Ham were good performances, and Burnley have got to turn it round here. They've got to turn it round here today, and let's just see how they do that. At half-time, it's Villa 1, Norwich 0, Southampton 1, Palace 0, and Brighton leading at Wolves by a goal to 0. Do you think the penalty decision was the right decision in the end?
It looked to me like it was right on the line, as you said, and if it's on the line, I don't know what the rule is. If it's on the line, does that mean it is in?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have a great view of the replay, did we? We didn't have a fantastic view of the replay. So, I mean, it's difficult to tell, but I had a feeling just before it was changed, it was just outside.
But it does show that potential of what we can do.
Run at them.
That is the one moment where you go, there you go.
Yeah,
do that again,
absolutely.
lads. Do that again, lads.
Absolutely.
Do that again. Lennon needs to be doing that.
Looked a little flustered, didn't we, when it was changed and the free kick was a poor one. Looked a little flustered early on with Rodriguez not starting. I thought that late change knocked us back a little, I think, in the early stages.
Well, I don't know whether it did, because the whole team has been average in that first half. We've not got our foot on the ball. We've not done some of the things that we've been good at in the last couple of games, and we've been watching them maraud forward a bit too much.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily so. Well, I think we needed to match them man for man a little bit more. We needed to stop them earlier, and we were a bit too relaxed at the start of that game, is the truth of it, and then we found ourselves behind, and that didn't really wake us up. There was only glimmers of us being good enough.
Yeah, only glimmers. Yeah, you're right. John Robertson just mentioned on Twitter. Yeah, thanks, John. One of those comeback wins was here against Watford.
Have you got it in your special book of magic?
I haven't got it in my special book of magic. No. The win against Watford was a comeback win in 2018. Jack Court and Sam Vokes were the scorers. Only the second time Burnley had come from behind in the Premier League and has Sean Dyche to win. The last, of course, was Everton earlier this season at Turf Moor. Burnley play Aston Villa at Turf Moor next Saturday, but going into that game, Burnley have to get something from today. That's a must, I think. With Everton playing tomorrow, they'll entertain Chelsea tomorrow, and Leeds are at home to Manchester City tonight. Here come the Burnley players.
No changes. Vidra's coming back on. Weghorst is back on.
Yeah, the worry was Vidra was just not 100%. I had taken a bang. It looked a foul to me. It wasn't given as a foul. So as you were, Dara Costello just going round the lads, just cheering them up. Kevin Long doing likewise, and Dale Stevens. So Burnley, as you were, Nick Pope in goal, Connor Roberts right back, Charlie Taylor left back, birthday boy Nathan Collins alongside James Tarkowski in the centre, Dwight McNeil, Josh Brownhill, Jack Cork, Aaron Lennon in midfield. Up front, former Watford striker Matty Vidra alongside that Weghorst. Watford lead by a goal to 0.
Interesting there, John. John also saying on Twitter, Vincent Kompany and Stephen Defoe would be his choice of management.
Yeah. Stephen Defoe been doing a bit of coaching, hasn't he? Back home.
Disappointing that to see those comments when myself and Alistair Campbell are in the frame and he's bypassed.
Dismissed it entirely.
I don't know what's that about. I've got to take that on the chin, have I?
You have. Watford unchanged. Foster in goal. Firmina, Cabaselli, Samir, Kamara at the back. Sissoko, Luza, Kusha in midfield. Saad, Dennis and Pedro up front. Watford will get us underway and start the second half. Big half for Burnley. Got to turn this round. Have to turn it round. Burnley attacking right to left now. Did score twice in that win we mentioned earlier. 2-1 win. Oh, Dummett and Weghorst had gone in the other half. The referee had as well. Now we're happy to continue.
Start your stopwatch, Phil. I'd like to make a formal complaint this second half. Where's my ice cream? So I'll leave that there for you.
We haven't been able to come up with the goods there. Chase it for Weghorst. Under pressure, Samir doesn't take any chances.
Possession straight away on the right-hand side. Up comes Connor Roberts, ready to do the long throw.
Yeah,
is it going to be the long?
Might just get it in here. That long
yes, it
throw.
is.
Looking for Weghorst. Samir took a ride, didn't he, on the back there?
Out jumped. Possession.
They've got to do better here this second half. They've got to find the groove, find a way of getting behind Watford. It's a defence that's been porous in the Premier League.
Another throw in though.
Minus 36 goal difference. Didn't score against Watford at home. Didn't score home and away against Norwich. Now Burnley nicked it. Vidra helped out there. Lennon taking men on. Save. Well by the keeper. Watford not be happy. They thought it was a foul.
Wow.
I would tend to agree. Lennon took it on. And it's a super save, I think, from Foster to deny Aaron Lennon. Could he have used men with him?
Yeah, I thought he would have scored then if he'd have pushed it out further right or put it around him, but he had an ample opportunity. We've got a corner out of it, but again, we could be equalising there.
First corner of the second half. McNeil with it. It's a deep one. Looking towards Tarkowski. Kuka's just got a touch on. Looking for Weghorst. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Crossing from the big man. Tarkowski's in the middle. On his chest. Trying to touch it on.
Yes.
Will it fall here for Collins? It's blocked. Yes. Back in from Collins. Save from Foster. Did well there, didn't he? Foster. 2 good saves.
He does well because Collins has got it and tries to just chip it over the top of him, but Foster was big enough and got to it, and Collins is back there clapping his hands together again. Another opportunity missed. That's 2 opportunities in the opening 2 minutes here. Could have been level.
I mean, Watford weren't happy. It would have been checked on VAR, wouldn't it? Here's Collins looking to get it wide for McNeil. He'll have to move McNeil to keep that in. Touch back to the keeper by Kamara. I think one of the messages will be McNeil to get right up on Kamara. No foul here. Tarkowski to win the next ball. Both centre-backs out of action. Tarkowski's pulled his man back.
That is a yellow card for sure.
And Tarkowski, first name in the book, just pulled his man back. Burnley not happy. It's a card for the skipper, Tarkowski. It could have been Collins was fouled for me.
Well, Collins was upset on the floor, and Tarkowski knew that he was a man down.
Centre-backs were out of action, weren't they? I've got to say, I think it was a foul on Collins. I think it's a poor bit of refereeing, to be honest. It left Burnley in a real hole. And from sort of team management, Tarkowski had to bring his man down. I think Pawson didn't do very well there. Looked a foul on Collins. Anyway, free kick. Watford. Loser over it. But had started the second half better. Lennon forced to save. Loser with the delivery. Swung in. Decent ball. Headed over. Headed well over. Slovenian's limping now as he picks himself up.
And he's struggling, isn't he?
Pope wanting to take it. Come on. At his knee.
Get on with it, Nick, while he's limping.
Pope with a kick. 3 minutes gone in this second half.
Watford are still for the taking because
you've got to score against them, haven't you? You've got to score.
But they were disorganised then. They weren't sure. None of the players were sure where to go. They were all pointing at each other, saying, "Me over here, you over there." I mean, it was a proper Chuckle Brothers effort. You've got
Cabaselli's on his wrong side as well, so that's causing him problems. Samir across. He's hoofed that out of play. It'll be a Burnley throw. I think there's instructions for McNeil and Lennon to push up here. Almost 4-2-4 initially for Burnley.
Have you seen how from the first half now we have started to pack right across when we're taking a throw in? We were a lot more spread out before. We're in a pack now right on that side.
Lennon's almost across there, isn't he? Weghorst to flick on, looking for Vidra. Can Lennon win this? Not quite. Taylor will pick up the loose ball here.
Shoot.
Driving forward, Charlie Taylor. Thought about having a shot. Taking men on here. Clips the cross towards the back post. McNeil coming in, almost going Weghorst's way there.
Cork's got it.
Cork's won it against Sissoko. Needs a bit of support. Uses McNeil. McNeil is just turning away from the action a little here. Ball inside for Brownhill. Clips it on here for McNeil. Driving forward, McNeil. Looking for Vidra.
Yes.
Back for McNeil. Just had to check his stride. He's got support. Can he get a cross in? He can, but it's headed away by Kuka. McNeil to win the next ball. Hacked away by Sissoko. Better from Burnley. Tarkowski looking forward now. Just uses Collins. Collins looking down the line for McNeil. I think the instructions, try and find McNeil whenever you can. He's kept it in play here, McNeil. Just the defender's done well in the end. Clears his lines. Here's Pedro. Next goal in this game, absolutely crucial, and Watford have nicked it. They're 2-on-2 here. Driving forward with Sarr. He's got Dennis and Pedro helping on here. Helped on to Dennis. Back inside behind everybody. Kuka will retrieve. Kuka looking to have a shot.
Oh, what a save.
Super save.
What a save.
To his right-hand side. Burnley hanging on a little here. Back again with Kuka. Will have another go here. Well blocked Burnley. Might still fall in there for Watford. Still trying to fall.
Still blocking.
Block from Dennis, and Burnley will pick up the loose ball now. This game has opened up significantly.
Go on,
for Weghorst. Veghorst. Touch back, looking long here for Vydra. That's a lot of him. Had to abort his run.
Well, they were bombarding us there at that point. A spectacular save to the right by Nick Pope, which has kept them out. But it was bodies literally on the line, bodies all over the place. Again, Watford should have scored from that, but that's why they're in the position that they're in. So we need to ignore that and make our own opportunities. We have done in the opening 5 minutes of this now. We've created opportunities. The tails were up. We need to carry on with that.
Here's Roberts with the throw. Looking towards Veghorst. Helped out by Brownhill. Finds Vydra. Vydra just comes away from one. Helps it on for Lennon. Oh, Lennon just lost the control of it, but it'll break for Vydra again here. Knocked over. Looked a foul. The referee's given it. Vydra knocked over then somewhat aggressively.
Yeah, he ran straight into him, didn't he? He's a big lad.
Vydra's in some discomfort here. Is he going to need some treatment? Burnley don't want a stop-start game. Stay down as Firmina.
Hang on, where's the rum and coke gone, Phil? Phil's now
on the water.
Water? Are you all right?
Yep.
Seven's enough for me, says Phil.
Just picked. He doesn't look entirely comfortable, Matty Vydra,
No, he doesn't, does he? Not in the slightest.
I mean, he's recovered from an hernia op. He's recovered from a dislocated elbow, and he's been buffered to the left, right, and centre today. Pat on the back from Cork. I don't think it'll be long before we'll see Ashley Barnes.
No, he's warming up hard again.
Taylor with the delivery, swings it in, header one, it's a clearance, Pedro away. Burnley to win the next ball, they have through Brownhill. Brownhill looking to move down this side, uses Lennon, it was under hit. Brownhill trying to win it back, Sissoko, touch on for Pedro. Burnley can't afford to lose possession in key areas. Here's Sarr, trying to join it is Dennis, cut out well by Roberts. Made sure it's gone out for a throw-in. Next goal in this game, absolutely crucial.
Connor Roberts was saying there that he thought he was offside, and he's now saying it to the referee as well. It's a look at where he was positioned.
I suppose if he's cleared the ball, they don't tend to flag, do they?
No.
Throw here with Firmina. 53 minutes gone in the game. Firmina picks out Pedro, took it down nicely. Young Brazilian gets a cross in. Roberts to win the head and got clattered. That'll be a foul.
That's going to be a free kick.
It is. Yeah. Any day of the week.
Yeah, he spun under him, and literally Roberts on the floor spun around.
I think Vydra wanted it early there, didn't he? And he's offside now, and he's just a little bit frustrated by that. Had one at the back by Samir. Offside against Pedro, so it'll be a Burnley free kick.
Yeah, he's upset, and Pope in the end put it to no one at all.
Barnes has not stopped warming up, has he?
No.
He wants to get on here.
He does.
It's gone back to Nick Pope. Burnley have got to find something from this game. It's with Tarkowski, just booked moments ago, on for Taylor.
Get up the line.
Lennon wanted it. Lennon wanted it. He's gone back to Tarkowski. Tarkowski will just check his stride, use Nick Pope. Collins is available. That one goal, that own goal from Tarkowski separating the two sides. Here's Collins, uses Roberts. Burnley coming forward now, on for McNeil. Trying to go on the outside. McNeil keeps possession, needs a bit of support.
No.
Not fouled. Watford have nicked it. Tarkowski to win the header. Here's Collins. Collins, of course, wanted it short, didn't get it where he wanted it. That's significant. McNeil's lost out on that far side. Watford trying to come away with the ball. They've done well with it. Here's Loser. Layoff is nice, but Burnley win it back through Brownhill, but can't keep the ball.
Lost it again.
Pedro's nicked it off Roberts. Driving towards the box now, the young Brazilian. What's he got ahead of him? Looks to get a shot away. It's blocked by Collins. He's kept it in play, and it'll be a throw only for Watford.
Does well.
But Burnley've got to keep the ball better, Andy, haven't they?
They have. Well, I mean, both teams, it's pinging about all over the place. It's a proper little scrap, this. And still, on that basis, it could go either way. It's only a matter of time before Ashley Barnes comes on and says, let us have this.
Kamara.
It's his day today.
Oh, there's Sam Vokes coming on in that game and scoring with his first touch. Taylor to win the header. Firmina to nod it down. Burnley won the ball here, and Brownhill looking further ahead now, looking for Vydra over the top. Won't win that. Samir with a good header. It's not the ball Vydra really wants, and he's frustrated. Sissoko, White for Firmino. Firmino driving forward, helps it on. Sissoko, always full of running, looking to try and find Dennis. He'll get this. Looking to take it on against Connor Roberts. Covers from court. Dennis with the shot wide. Well wide in the end.
Well wide, but a good effort. Left-footed over to the right-hand side of Nick Pope's goal, and it scuttles away. But both teams are having a bit of a go here.
The atmosphere isn't reminiscent of a side that's lost the last 10
no.
at home in the league, is it? Is there movement on the Burnley bench? I think there is. Roberts looking for Weghorst. Weghorst will collect this against Samir. Knocks Samir over.
Barnes is getting ready.
I think it'll be Barnes here. Look to go a little bit more physical, Burnley, perhaps. I assume it'll be for Vidra.
Yeah. Change is imminent.
I think John Moss is the fourth official, and he's ready with the board. It's Burnley's forward option off the bench. I mean, Darrell Costello could play a part. Here's the kick from Foster. Collins wins the header. Referee happy. Can Burnley clear the lines through Taylor here? They can't. Just back for Collins. Collins on for Roberts. Roberts inside for Court. Nice from Burnley. Better that. Here's Vidra. Vidra, nice collect and turn. Looking for Lennon. Lennon can't get the better of Firmino, who's got a bit of pace. Back to his keeper. Foster wide for Firmino. The Spaniard under pressure from Vidra inside. Caposelli with the clearance. Only as far as Tarkowski wins it. Lennon, nice layoff. Finds Vidra into the box now for Weghorst. Weghorst back for Lennon, who's in the middle here. Lennon dummies the cross. Coming inside, it's the defender Samir. Corner, Burnley.
I'll tell you the problem here is there's a lot of us receiving the ball back to goal and getting no further. There's not a lot of the insightful passing, the quick 1-2s that we're capable of. Lennon looks to be out of puff here, and he's not really getting on balls or making the runs.
No. Corner, swung in, it's gone deep. Oh, it's gone way too deep, I think, hasn't it? Kamara under pressure here will clear his lines, throw only.
Barnes is still waiting to come on.
Yeah.
They're holding off for a minute.
Just for a minute, I think, aren't they? Roberts got the throw here. Is it going to be a long one? Goes short to Cork. Back for Roberts. Taylor. Tarkowski wants it. Tarkowski going to just angle a ball in here. It's too much on it. McNeil won't keep that in play.
And he didn't have options there, really, because on the left-hand side there was Lennon on his own. There was nobody sort of piling up, making runs, going forward.
It's Weghorst.
Weghorst coming off.
That's a little bit of a surprise, isn't it?
It's a surprise for him, because he's not even noticed. He's over on the other side. Is he going off that way?
He's going off on that far side, isn't he?
Wow.
Oof. Not scared of making a strong decision, is he, or a controversial decision?
I'd have thought he'd have kept him on, though, him and Barnesy together.
I wasn't convinced Vidra was 100%.
No.
So it's Barnes and Vidra now. Weghorst will leave in front of the crowd. I'm never sure about that, to be honest. An opposing player and to make his way across behind the goal. Not sure about that. Looks like the man's gone down like he's been shot there on the far side, doesn't he?
It was dramatic, yeah. He went down with both legs in the air.
I think that's Sarr, isn't it? Won the throw or the free kick just by the byline.
Weghorst looks like
it's a lonely walk, isn't it?
He's not going to walk in the park on the way back.
It's a little bit like a batsman who's made a golden duck and walking back to the pavilion. To be fair, the crowd have reacted reasonably there. He'll be disappointed. Thought he had a penalty to take, didn't he?
Yeah.
On 27 minutes. Roberts caught here and has gone down. It'll be a free kick. Burnley looking to take it quickly. Collins with Pedro in the way. It's knocked inside for Tarkowski. Burnley got to keep their composure here. On for Taylor. Taylor looking further forward, looking for Vidra. He'll collect this Vidra. Done well here. He's got a man on his back. Can he hold them off here? He's got Lennon with him. Looks to backheel it for Lennon. Lennon towards the byline. Hooks it back inside. Maxwell fall for Vidra here. Trying to come inside. Lennon can't play any part. And Foster will pick it up. It's offside, Lennon.
At one point there, Ben Foster has to clear it with his foot. I mean, literally, we were inches there from sneaking.
I'm not sure Vidra's 100%. Sarr around the right-hand side. Tarkowski coming to meet him. Sarr's nipped in. Good ball for Pedro, but Collins too strong. Player goes down. Referee having none of it. Went down far too easily, Pedro. I mean, at some stage, you think the officials have got to be a bit stronger on that.
Barnsley wants it. He's saying, come on, hurry up.
So, I thought a more physical approach, Weghorst and Barnes.
Yes.
Maybe Vidra's okay. Header won by Cabaselli. Former Genk player. And it will be a throw for Burnley. 61 minutes gone. Still plenty of time for Burnley. Got to get something from today. Losers nipped that one. He's found Pedro. Burnley struggling here. Tarkowski wins the challenge, but Watford pick up the loose ball. It's one here by Cork. Driving forward, Jack Cork. Being fouled by Loser. That's a free kick. Come on, Greg Borson. Looked a free kick. Vidra touches it on for Roberts into the middle. Barnes nearly got there. Lennon will keep it in play. Not sure there's an advantage there for me. Lennon just fouled here for me. That's a free kick. Was going to blow, I thought.
He was going to blow, and he's changed his mind.
Changed his mind there, hasn't he?
Lennon's
and look at Sarr now. Driving forward, Sarr. Taking men on at will almost here. Picks himself up, but it's behind Loser.
Turn and go.
A great ball.
Turn and go.
Here's
Come on.
McNeil. Cork did that run there. Looked like he was being fouled for 5-10 yards. And the referee happy to let play continue. Here's Taylor. What's he got on here? Back inside for Cork.
We've gone backwards again, Phil.
We have a little.
Been going down into that corner and give him the
Barnes
pass.
wanted it short, didn't he? Here's Collins. Uses Roberts right-hand side. Everton will be liking this result. Leeds will be liking this result. Here's Brownhill for Cork. Bit of space down this left-hand side now. Cork uses Roberts. Got Lennon ahead of him. Uses Lennon. Lennon on his wrong side. Back for Taylor. Taylor for Collins. Burnley having to be patient. Roberts in a bit of space now. Just moved it down the right. Roberts to angle a ball in looking for Barnes. Can't find him. Hooked away. Only as far as Brownhill. Chest down for Roberts. Burnley keeping the ball better all of a sudden. Here's Collins. Goes wide for Roberts again. Now Roberts has got to bring it forward. Inside for Brownhill. Wide again here. Hopped on towards Roberts. Waiting for him to come to him almost. Here's Cork. Cork wide here for McNeil. Now can McNeil test them on the outside for Roberts? Needs a decent cross here. Dummies to come inside McNeil.
Gives it away.
Roberts, sorry. Couldn't find the cross away left-footed. Collins back to his keeper. Here's Pope. Uses Tarkowski. See more of the ball all of a sudden. Roberts has stayed up here. Here's Lennon trying to drive through the middle. Back heel and wide here for Taylor. Taylor has got Vidra in the middle. Can't find him. Good header away. Samir to win it. Cork wins the next ball. Samir to win this. Might break for Brownhill. Good little spell from Burnley.
No one there again.
See more of the ball. But they've got to find a way behind. Good ball here from Tarkowski to pick out Roberts in a little bit of space. Roberts on his left foot uses McNeil. McNeil ships it inside, clips it too deep. When Burnley had the ball, had possession, couldn't find the right ball.
It's frustrating because there's certain areas of the park that we're just not exploiting. Lennon's not been on it that much today. He's wanting to receive the ball but static. He's not making the runs to exploit it. So constantly Taylor he's hitting the left-hand side, stopping, turning it back on the inside. So there's just nothing happening down this left-hand side unless Lennon makes a run or Vidra makes a run ahead of him. And neither of those things are currently happening. So the left is pretty pointless at the moment.
Not created enough, have they?
No.
Against a side that have conceded all these goals. Had a one by Tarkowski. Vidra to try and jump him, or Barnes to try and jump him in the next one. It's going to be a throw to Watford. At the minute,
not quite sure what the options are now from the bench that I'd consider bringing on. Dale Stevens, could he make a difference? But that's about it, really, as far as I'm concerned.
No, there's not a great deal of options out there, isn't there? Vidra trying to jump there and win it. And Lennon wins the next ball, but Barnes can't keep it in play. Palace have equalised at Southampton. Eze with the goal. Home fans find their voice. You see, Watford have conceded 67 goals, haven't they, this season in the Premier League. You know, Burnley haven't scored home and away against them at this stage. That has to end today. Firmino with the throw. Right hand side. Approaching the final quarter. Firmino with the throw, picks out. Kuka just helps it on here for Pedro. Got a touch on that, Roberts.
Dwight's going for it.
He's trying to get away on that right hand side, but Loser looks a decent player actually. Gone back to his keeper. Big clearance here from Foster. Tarkowski to win the header. Next ball, Brownhill trying to hook on. Couldn't get meaningful contact. Suzuka wide here for Sarr. Sarr on in turn for Dennis. Dennis trying to take on Tarkowski. Tarkowski hooks it away. Watford throw. There is frustration out there. Burnley have got to find the gears here. Here's Firmino. Would be a disaster to lose here and at Norwich and at Brentford, Leeds and Newcastle when the opportunity arose. Left hand side, Kamara uses Kuka back again for Kamara. There's Samir. Watford enjoying a little bit of possession. Big kick forward, Foster. That'll run all the way through to Nick Pope. Burnley were unfortunate with a goal.
I have to say this half, Dwight McNeil's got the right idea. Every time he gets the ball, he does try and kick on, and he does try and shoot down that right-hand side.
I just wonder how to switch the wingers and just try and go on the outside for once.
Yeah.
Would that help Burnley? It would certainly help Vidra, I think. It's with McNeil. Touch back for Roberts. Inside for Collins. Taylor's in a good position if he can be found left-hand side. Tarkowski checks, uses him now.
He's isolated though again.
He is a little. He's had to come back, hasn't he?
Lennon's standing there just asking for it, and he's blocked by 2 players, and he's done this 5 times in a row now.
You'd want to stretch Firmino, wouldn't you? Try and get beyond Firmino if you could. Here's Collins. Roberts. Right-hand side. Looks to get the ball into the middle for Vidra. Nice little turn for Vidra. Helps it on. Lennon back for Brownhill. He was hit at him, and Brownhill couldn't win it. Clearance is from Watford. Taylor's done well to take this down. Checks his stride. Doesn't want to go back to his keeper.
As well.
Uses Tarkowski. Here's Cork. No lack of effort here, but Burnley just not finding a way through. Is this for Roberts? Roberts touch back for McNeil. Just starting in a little bit of joy on that right-hand side, perhaps. Here's Cork. Taylor's free this left-hand side, but he goes for Roberts again. Burnley having to be patient, trying to break them down.
Make a run, Charlie, make a run.
I think Tarkowski's going to use Taylor now, ahead of him this time. Defender goes to him, back inside.
No choice, he's nowhere to go, he goes back again.
Tarkowski looking for McNeil here, he'll reach it, he's done well, it's a good ball, you know. Here's Roberts, back for McNeil inside. I think it's got a deflection,
yes,
the referee agrees.
Corner, yeah. McNeil's, he's trying.
He's starting to make an impact in the game a little, isn't he?
He even tried to have a go there, just flick it across goal for anyone that was there, but there was no one there again.
21 consecutive games in the Premier League. Watford have conceded at home. Burnley have got to extend that today to 22. Here's Brownhill. Just over 20 minutes remain. Swung in. Foster coming. Gets a punch on it. It's come off Tarkowski.
Goal kick.
Goal kick. I wasn't sure Foster got a clean punch on that. Well, it's a big 20 minutes, this, isn't it?
Yeah, if we've got Cornet on the bench, of course, he comes on and you take off Lennon at this point, is what I'd be doing. We don't have that option. Do you bring on Dale Stevens, take off Lennon? Does that give us more options? Not really, because it's a kind of slightly imbalanced there. Do you put Brownhill on one of the wings, maybe? Just
wonder if Matt Lowton can give you an option. Play Matt Lowton right back, Roberts further and forward, and bring McNeil to his left. Just see if McNeil can get the better Firmino. Foul here, foul on Tarkowski by Pedro. Has thrown the ball away. Referee not very strong there. Allowed the Brazilian to do that. Brownhill to place it. Tarkowski to take it. It's gone wide for Roberts. Just wonder if Burnley could have just planted that in the box. You never know. Looking to try and use McNeil as much as possible now. Here's Barnes. Tried to ship it on for McNeil. Too much on it. Gone behind.
Barnes is saying, why don't you make a run there? But he would have had to run like Billy Whiz.
He wasn't going to get that, was he?
No way.
Mike Jackson just trying to change one or two things. Vidra's retrieved the ball. It's that partnership now, Vidra and Barnes up front. Now then, Lennon's gone right-hand side. McNeil left-hand side. I think that's worth a try, and I think Roberts further forward in front of Lowton's worth a try. Could even throw Costello on. I mean, it's a big ask for the young lad, but he's got a bit of pace. Touch back here to the keeper, Foster. But they've got to find a way through here. They can't leave tonight without having scored against Watford here.
I don't think there's any intention to bring anyone on at the moment. No one's warmed up for the last 10 minutes. Lowton's certainly not warmed up at all. The last couple of times I've seen Lowton in the team, he's looked a bit tired to me. He's not looked like he's got the legs in him in the same way that Connor Roberts has. So I can see why Roberts is ahead of him in the team. So, but looks like no one's coming on at all.
You could play Louts at right back, couldn't you? And Roberts that bit further forward, just to try and get on the outside of teams. Here's Vidra. He's battled hard and he's fouled here. Capacelli. He's caused them one or two problems on the turn, taken quickly, not from the right spot, but Craig Pawson has consistently allowed that. Now then, it's with McNeil. McNeil on for Barnes, wide for Taylor. He'll keep it in play. Taylor looks for the cross back post. Coming onto it is Lennon. He's got a deflection off the defender. And that'll be a corner, Burnley.
Right idea straight away. Your change that you talked about has happened. Dwight McNeil down there. He would
got to go on the outside of them, I think.
And then Taylor down to the line. And actually, Aaron Lennon was coming onto a potential volley and a potential explosive goal if that had been on target. But it created an opportunity, and that's what we need.
Just the one draw here this season against Newcastle United.
Set piece time, Phil. Set piece time.
It is.
This
Collins
is where teams are
Tarkowski big
them.
here now. McNeil just dummies it. I think the referee wasn't happy with something. Court just battling with somebody. Cries have come on Burnley. It is really. Last 17 minutes now.
Stevens warming up now.
Delivery from McNeil, swung in deep. Barnes coming onto it. Wins it. Oh, he's come off the underside of the bar.
Oh, come on.
Wow. Come on. Here's Taylor. Looked like Burnley scored there. Taylor's picked himself up. Oh, it's a chase here. Pope's out of his goal to win the header.
Wow.
Done well there, Pope, hasn't he? They're looking to take it quickly. Wow.
Well, that was
as you look, Burnley.
That was a couple of minutes of almost and blimey. I mean, how do we not get a goal there? Off the underside of the bar, and Pope in the end running out of his area and heading the ball away to clear it. And Ashley Barnes was up higher than anyone else. As we've seen Watford concede goals many times this season, exactly the same position.
It's a save, I think, isn't it? To his credit, I think he pushes it onto the underside of the bar. How's your look, Burnley?
That is where they're vulnerable, though. I said it at the start. This is where teams have been scoring, exactly where Barnsley was in that position from corners and from set pieces. More of those, please.
But meanwhile, Pedro trying to make progress.
Oh, he's lost.
Oh, he's won it now. Pedro against Taylor in the box. Cross comes Brownhill.
Oh, no.
Pedro down. Wow, it's a goal kick. Went down too easily. I think the referee's going to check it, but not for me. Not for me. He's already given the decision on the pitch. Very rarely do they change that. I'm ready to play on.
They're just playing it back now because Taylor lost it, and then Tarkowski got done.
Brownhill, isn't it? Shoulder to shoulder. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Pope with a kick. Burnley close through Barnes. That would have lifted everybody at that stage. It's a while since he scored a goal. You've got to go back to February of last year in the game against Fulham. And he was so close. I think he just touches it onto the underside of the bar, Foster. Burnley've got to find a goal from somewhere. It hands the advantage to Everton for me. Barnes fouled here as he picks himself up, battling away, he's won the throw. He's a character out there, isn't he? And he's not happy with the linesman. Burnley want the ball here. Yeah, and it's going to be Roberts to take the throw.
On the floor, asking for the free kick, shouting at the linesman. Now back into position.
Barnes has got to flick this on now. Burnley have got to find a way with the Roberts long balls. Trying to flick it on. Might fall for Brownhill. It's blocked by Cabaselli. Did well, I think, the defender. There's a bit of wrestling in the box.
There is. Barnes, he's got men all over him. Barnes is now saying he's kicked him. There's 3 players on it.
Whether they'll look at that, I don't know. The referee's playing on here, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Brownhill's won it. Here's Vidra, not quite. Brownhill was adamant he was fouled as he'd won the ball there. Pope to collect it.
Well, there was a lot of slap and tickle going on there. Nothing came
going
out
on. You know, I think you'd say perhaps the referees let a few things go. I'm not sure he was entirely aware of what was going on there. Tarkowski looking to ping it for Lennon. Lennon's kept it in play. Roberts trying to drive on. It'll be a Burnley throw. Burnley fans found their voice. Final 14 minutes. It's got to happen for Burnley. Here's Roberts with the throw. Come on, Burnley. It's gone a little bit short, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't look an illegal throw to me, that. Perhaps Roberts to get it in the middle. Headed away by Loser. Touch on here for Taylor. McNeil with him. Got to be careful here, Burnley. Keep possession. McNeil looking to go on the outside. Uses Taylor. Back again for McNeil, but checking the stride again. Coming back inside. Collins is free. He's the spare man. Collects it. Can he help it on for Roberts quickly here? Does. Roberts got Lennon with him. Roberts uses Lennon. No movement on the Burnley bench yet. Lennon's done well.
He's
Who's
done.
he caught
That's
here?
a free kick.
That's a free kick, isn't it? Watford not happy.
Okay, set piece. Set piece. Barnsley at the back post. Let's do the same thing again.
Burnley are starting to knock on the door a little here. Dale Stephens is vigorously warming up. It's tense stuff, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Cries have come on Burnley. We're surprised if McNeil tried to get this at the back post here.
Barnsley is in position exactly where we want him, same as from that corner.
Tarkowski there as well. He's trying to organise things, Tarkowski. McNeil, 2-man wall. 2 at the back post. I thought there was a man over there for the minute. Burnley Sissoko's come to join his man. McNeil looks to dangle it in there. Foster with a good punch. Burnley were waiting. Burnley were waiting. Taylor wanted to go out of play, throw Burnley. No more movement on the bench for Burnley. Roberts coming across to take it. So he's at the left back berth now with the throw. He's looking to get it in the mix there. Plenty up here, Burnley. Can't be offside from the initial throw.
Barnsley wants it. Barnsley wants
He's got to find it in there. Tarkowski's in there. Barnes trying to flick it on. Watford have won it. Hooked it away. Here's Court. Back in there. Vidra's offside. He's going to use Roberts. Roberts to get across him right foot. A decent ball in there. Foster comes, collects it. It's too high, wasn't it?
Keeper does well.
Too much on it height-wise. Rolls it out for Dennis, who's kept it in play. Dennis inside for Loser. 11 minutes remain. Burnley have won it. They've been a little bit wasteful in possession, Watford, second half. They've been so long without a win here. Here's Tarkowski. Uses Collins. Collins on in turn for Roberts. Back inside for Tarkowski. Taylor's offering himself left-hand side. McNeil's more central for the minute. Barnes coming short. Tarkowski looking to get it wide again for Roberts. Has done. Roberts quickly on for Lennon, but it's not a good ball. Loser to win it and carried it out play. In fact, he's come off Roberts, so it'll be a Watford throw.
Right, we've got 10 minutes to go, Phil. What's your plan?
I'd throw Costello on.
Would you?
I'd throw the lad on. I'd just throw the lad on.
You've watched him a lot more than me.
A little bit. I just throw it. You've got to gamble here. Although maybe get Lowton behind Roberts is maybe another option. You've got to find something here. Burnley've got to find something here. It could be their season in the next 10 minutes. There's Barnes. Battling away, Barnes has lost out. It'll be a Watford throw.
He's tripped him up. He's gone for the free kick and he hasn't got it. But it looks like he's tripped him up and he's pointing at the linesman again.
It did hit the bar with Barnes. Kuka just back here for Firmina. McNeil applying pressure. Sissoko's released it. Right-hand side. Plenty up here, Watford. Sissoko looking to get a cross into the middle. Cut out. But it will break for Kuka, who's gone for glory. If that had gone in, they'd have been talking about it until the next century.
He's gone for glory. He nearly hit it through the away stand and into the pub at the back.
Come on, Burnley. It is less than 10 minutes now. Big kick from Pope. Barnes to try and win it. Vidra will collect this. Vidra trying to help it on. Look like handball to me from Firmino. Burnley not happy they've not got that decision. Here's Sarr into Van Boer perhaps, but Collins will win this. Looking to drive people forward now. Uses Lennon on nicely for Barnes. Collins has stayed forward. Vidra won't reach that. Cross comes Samir. Hacks it away. Collins had joined the attack.
Right ideas though, there's a bit more knitting here, isn't there, than there was in the first half.
Oh, Burnley've been the better side second half.
Yep.
Whether they've done enough to get something from the game is another matter. Here's Cork, squares it for Tarkowski.
They want it down the left-hand side now, Dwight's there.
Back again for Tarkowski. He thought about the diagonal, didn't he? Looks it inside for Barnes, back again for Brownhill.
Barnes had no one behind him there, he could have turned and run. It's that forward motion
gone wide again here now for Roberts. Roberts just stalled things a touch. Cook sitting a bit deeper, allowing the fullbacks to go back forward a little bit more. Here's Barnes, uses Collins. Robertson, Lennon, right hand side. It's gone wide for Lennon. Knock it past Kamara now and go, I think. Just knocks it inside for Cork. They're defending well, Watford, to be fair.
They're sitting nicely in a sort of ball that you can't get through.
They've conceded so many goals. Tarkowski for Barnes, wide for Taylor.
Down.
Taylor looking to get a cross in, is he now? Looking to go down the flank. Can he whip it in? He can. Decent ball. Burnley are level. The Clarets are level. Is it Jack Cork at the back post? He's arrived with a header. Burnley are level. It could be massive in the Claret season. What a ball that was from Charlie Taylor. Wow, Burnley are level. And it's Jack Cork coming in at the back post against his former club. Watford 1, Burnley 1. Jack Cork with his first of the season. And what a big goal that could be.
That is huge. And what we waited for here is the marauding down the left-hand side to make a difference. And in the end, it has worked. We've gone down the left. We've pinged it in. And there he was flying in at the back. They leave spaces, is what we said from the start. They've not done it as much this season, in this game, as they have this season. But what a fantastic goal and what a run. It has to be you that wants it more than the opposition. And plain and simple then, Taylor does what we've asked him to do. Down the left, over, and Cork is in there, flying in the air with a header down to the right-hand side.
Super header.
And Ben Foster can't get a hand on it.
Got Deepdale written all over it from 10 years and more ago. Super move, Burnley. Really good header from Jack Cork. First of the season for him.
Stevens coming on now. Stevens...
he is coming on.
He's ready. Not coming on
yet,
but
he's had a change in midfield, I just wonder. Fresh pair of legs. Barnes with the flick on. Tarkowski wins it. Pedro's gone down holding his face. Referee's had a look at it. Kamara wins that. Burnley got to be careful. They've got pace. Can't go chasing the game. Here's Sarr looking to tease Taylor, who comes inside him, helps it on, gets it back. Sarr, good cover from Cork. And listen to the Burnley fans now. 6 minutes remain of the 90.
I think Stevens was ready and he's put the bib back on.
I think he's gone back inside, hasn't he? Here's McNeil. Just needs to keep ball here, back for Pope.
Vids is up, one-on-one.
He was there, wasn't he? He wanted it, didn't he, as well? He's gone wide for Taylor.
Saying, come on.
Taylor's going to have to hook this long. He's looking for Barnes. Barnes battles away, wins the header, but it breaks here for loser. Burnley nick it through McNeil. And they're driving forward now. Vidra's ahead of him. Can McNeil take them on? He leaves the ball behind. Barnes will collect it, knocked over. Foul.
Yes.
Barnes knew what he was doing there.
He did, didn't he?
The loser was a little bit naive.
That was classic
Knocked him
Barnes.
over.
I mean, he literally got the ball. He didn't make a run. He literally takes a quick look over his shoulder and says, come on. The minute he hits him, he's down on the floor, and we've got that free kick on the left-hand side. Set piece. Barnesy, get over to the back, and let's do it again.
Yeah, Burnley are level. Jack Cork with a flying header. There was a time when he only scored headers for Burnley. His first goal of the season. The wall's back. Brownhill 2 arms aloft. Tarkowski at the back post is the key man, I think, here. McNeil there as well. Can Burnley get a second here? McNeil to deliver, just hangs it up. Tarkowski to check his stride, did win it. It's cleared. Plays down on the deck, up to way. Cork to win another header here. Barnes battles with it. Will it fall for Vydra? Brownell!
Yes!
Burnley lead!
Yes!
Josh Brownell's got it! Oh, what a big goal that could be in Burnley's season! Josh Brownell! He's gone to the away end. What a goal that could be! He's finished it so well. Only his second Burnley goal.
The whole bench is up, all celebrating. All of the players, Brownhill in the away end. He's jumped out now, but the whole Burnley team, including Dwight McNeil, the lot, all up there as if we've won. Pope saying, calm down, we haven't won it yet, calm down and focus. He's telling the lot of them, well done, but calm down now. Yeah, that was like we'd won the Premier League the way he got that goal and celebrated. Now we've got to be calm. We've taken the wind out of their sails.
Scored at Brighton, didn't he? Scored at Brighton in Burnley's only Premier League away win of the season. The one calm person there was Ashley Barnes.
Yes.
Because they all went running to the away end and Barnes was nice and calm.
Yep.
Watford can kick off if Burnley are all at the far end.
Yep.
He knew what he was doing.
Brilliant.
And he just bided his time. Matt Lowton is warming up now. 3 minutes remain. Burnley have scored twice in 3 minutes here in what could be a sensational turnaround.
And Brownhill almost places it underneath, and Ben Foster's got it covered, but it goes underneath his arm, so he's there.
It's a good finish, isn't it?
But it's low, and it just ambles into the back of the goal eventually. Fantastic.
Super finish, isn't it, from Josh Brownhill? He's got goals in him, we know that. And listen to the Burnley end now. Watford fans are leaving.
They're bouncing, Phil. Bounce with them, man. What's wrong with you? Come on now, Phil.
Pope with a kick. Might be sort of 4 or 5 minutes additional time here. Burnley have to be careful. Barnes to hook that on, looking for Vydra. He's chasing this. He might get a touch here. Foster just did enough. Did get a touch. Foster just did enough. Rolled out for Firmino. Burnley have got a battle here now. They've got a real chance. Big ball for Sarr.
Good a
touch on it, Taylor, but not enough. Sarr looking at the back post. It might fall for Kuka. And that, if anything, is higher in the stand than the previous one. Wow. 2 minutes left of the 90.
Lowton is coming
on. Yeah, I think for Lennon, we're just going to make that change now we were talking about. It's a more of a defensive change now than it was previously.
Look at the Burnley fans now. Phenomenal. A C to a man all up and bouncing.
Well, we've said previously the midfielders have perhaps not got enough goals. But they've got the goals today. Jack Cork and Josh Brownhill. I think the referee's just having a word with Nick Pope here. He can't be taking too long with the...
No, I can see what the referee said to him there. He's just said, you've nearly won this game, Nick, so slow it all down, you'll be all right.
Lennon makes way for Lowton. We're approaching the 90th minute now. Can Burnley win 3 successive Premier League games for the first time since April 2019? They could go point a game. They'd got to 34 points from 34 games. It would be the first time this season that Burnley been at a point a game. Mike Jackson just trying to calm things down here as he got another sub in mind. Vydra on the chase.
But he's
fantastic scenes. Might break here for Barnes. Looks to hit it. He skied it. It opened up for him. McNeil wanted it to his left-hand side. It really opened up for Barnes. You blasted it over.
You're right about possible Stevens comes on to slow it down again, but you were also right about Lowton coming on and going right back, pushing Connor Roberts on as well. So
that's what we're doing now, aren't we?
Rafa Benitez, Vincent Kompany, Phil Bird. I'm going to throw that in now. Throwing it into the hat, Phil.
Court wins the header. He's been fantastic again today. Vydra on the chase and pushed over for me there.
No, he waited for it. It's too obvious.
Firmino just to tidy up. Now then, it's 3 additional minutes. Burnley are 3 minutes away from 3 successive wins in the Premier League. Have they turned it round here at Vicarage Road? Brownhill to help it on. Samir to win the next header. Cork dives in with another header. Vydra to try and take it down. Might just helped on here. He wants that to go back to the keeper. Pope will have to clear it. Right-footed, big old-fashioned hoof. That's bounced off Roberts. Cork to try and help it on. Burnley have got to see this out now. They've got to see it out. We're in time added on at the end of this game. We're in the first minute of additional time. Here's Firmino. uses Pedro. Yao Pedro, who's very deep from centre forward. Loser. Listen to the Burnley fans.
We've got Super Michael Jackson, they're saying.
They've got to see him out, haven't they? Pushing the back here. Collins, that'll be a free kick. Burnley don't do things
Stevens coming on.
easily. Stevens to come on here. Last change.
It's taking off Nick Pope. I'm only kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoa. I don't think they're making the change. Yellow card. I don't know who that was for, to be honest. He's waved it in the general direction of the Burnley team. Got to see this out now, Burnley. Stevens not coming on for the minute. Ray Lewington just trying to organise his side.
Vidra's wandering.
Vidra's coming off. Yeah, Vidra's off. So it's a midfielder to come on here. Chase, possible red card here. What's this? Is this against Collins?
Possible red card.
Is this against Collins? I thought it was a push. Maybe there's more in it than that. Stevens on. Is the check over? Yes, I think so.
No serious foul play.
No serious foul play. Free kick. Got to see it out, Burnley. Got to win it. Brownhill with a header. Might come back from Firmino. McNeil's battled away to win it, and he's hit it against the attacker. He's won a throw. Wow, listen to the crowd. Fantastic stuff. We're about to enter the third additional minute now. Burnley are close.
Saying, calm down, slow it down.
Just trying to calm the lads down. With 7 minutes left, Burnley trailed here. They've turned it around to lead 2-1. Taylor with the throw. Barnes on his chest. Bit of skill. He's trying to find McNeil, but Pedro's nipped in and nicked it. It against Taylor. Throw only. I make it maybe 30 seconds. It is a minimum of 3 minutes. Firmino down the line. There's a flick in there for Pedro as he got away. Taylor's back on him. Pedro trying to get a cross in here. Oh, he's got to the byline. Hooks it back in. Might still fall in there. It's skied.
Miles.
Loser with the effort.
Miles away.
Barnes was throwing himself at it. No, it's Roberts on that far side throwing himself at it. Loser's left foot shot.
Is this it?
He's going to lose 16 of his 20 Premier League games.
Look at where Nick Pope is. He's anywhere but near the ball.
They've retrieved it, haven't they? The referee's not happy. He's seeing it as time wasted. He might just add another 30 seconds here.
Well, it is time wasting, and jolly good too. Carry on.
Burnley are close here to a famous win. The home ends have emptied, just about.
Wow, hasn't it? Because we've got Super Michael Jackson, that's why.
Pope has just pushed men forward. He'd be the first Burnley manager to be undefeated in his first 4 games in the top flight.
Thriller.
I think he's ready to blow. Craig Pawson, is he? We've certainly played an additional 30 seconds. What a win for Burnley! They've gone 5 points clear of Everton. Gone above Leeds. Turned it around here. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Flying header for Jack Cork 7 minutes from time. And then a super finish from Josh Brownhill. Right foot, edge of the box. Just beyond Foster. It will go down as a big Burnley win. We had to wait, but they turned it around, and Burnley have won at Watford here by 2 goals to 1. It could be a massive 3 points.
Oh, it is a massive 3 points. We're saying everyone has got to be a must win to give us that time that we don't have to panic on the last day of the season, and that was a thriller. It looked like we weren't going to do it, and then in the last 10 minutes we have just exploded, and bringing on Brownsy made a difference. All the substitutions seemed to make a difference. The tactical play by Michael Jackson seemed to make a difference, and some of the goals were just fantastic there as well. You know, the flying header from Jack Cork, he wanted it more than anybody else, and you've got to at this time of the season, and he came through for us. And Brownhill's goal snuck it in underneath there. They gave him the space, and I said at the start, they will give you space during the game. Watch the set pieces. We nearly got something from those, but it was the space that they gave us. That's how we capitalised, and what a thriller that was. We are now looking down on the others, and that means Leeds and Everton now are starting to worry.
Yeah, it's only Burnley's 2nd win in 18 away games in the Premier League, but it is vital. It is massive. Goals from the midfielders, Jack Cork and Josh Brownhill, turn the game around. One little tactical switch, wasn't
Yes, it was.
Where he brought McNeil left-hand side, having played right-hand side for the entirety of the game. Put Lennon right-hand side, and we got behind them, didn't we, with that super Charlie Taylor
And we've been
cross.
calling for that all the way through because there was nothing happening down that left-hand side, and he saw it. And, you know, sometimes I think being higher up, you can see the way the play's going. He saw it as well, and yeah, that exploited it on the left-hand side. And from that point on, it did start opening up the spaces that we knew were there from the beginning, but we just couldn't unlock it. And the players have gone over, and there's 2,000 Burnley fans all loving it right now. And Ben Mee's just gone over as well. And Michael Jackson's over there as well.
Paul
now.
Jenkins
They're
there as well.
there.
Oh, 4 left. What do Burnley need from that 4?
Well, we can win all the way to the season the way this run is going. I mean, look at this. We're not giving up. And if you don't give up, we have got a chance. We've been in this league long enough to know, as long as you play to your absolute capabilities, and they have done today, never give up and you will win the game. You know, if we get draws now, you know, then we might just do all right here. But all you can do is get 3 points. All you can do is win games and win the next one in front of you, and that's exactly what's happening. But the whole staff, team,
what a spirit
there are loving it.
What a spirit they've got. I mean, things weren't going their way, but what a spirit they've got to turn it round.
Yeah, because, I mean, you could have got your head down. You could have said, oh, my God, this is Norwich again. And we were thinking it at half-time. It was looking, it felt a bit sad. It felt like we couldn't get a grip of the game, but suddenly a grip of the game was what we got. The urgency came back in there as well. And it needed players to be a little bit faster than Watford, who were down there for a reason. That last 10 minutes was telling.
And one thing we haven't mentioned, that means Watford are just about down, aren't they?
Well,
their goal difference is so poor.
You can sense that. A number of the Watford players at the final whistle there were down on their knees, were lying down on the backs. In fact, there was a few Burnley players consoling them as if they'd gone down today, which, of course, you know, they haven't, and you never know. But based on another home defeat for Watford, it's certainly looking rather ominous now, isn't it?
We're alive and kicking. There's life in the old dog yet. Never write Burnley
Enough about
off.
yourself. Talk about the Clarets.
Never write Burnley off.
Well, that's right. I mean, this is proven this season, and people have written them off, and the fans, of course, get disappointed and think, well, surely it's all over. We're not consistent enough, and we haven't been this season. But right now, at the time we need to be consistent, we are being consistent. So, few easy games coming up, if you think about it. Spurs, that's an easy one when you think about it. Couple of Villa games, you know.
So pleased for Jack Cork and Josh Brownhill. You know, they're great goals, aren't they? It's a super flying header from Jack Cork.
Yeah, and again, a fan splitter, you know, should Cork be in the team, should he not be in the team? Lots of fans saying should be, lots of fans saying shouldn't be, and suddenly he comes back when he does something like this. They are loving him now.
Big goal against his former club. Now then, the pressure's on Everton and Leeds, isn't it?
Well, it's on Leeds tonight, first of all. They've got to be looking at themselves going, right, the chances of us beating City, it's a bit tough. Actually, what you want to do is just try and not let in as many as City are capable of scoring. I talked to Charlie Austin in the week about who might win the league. As a Liverpool fan, I said, what's your opinion? And he said, I see both teams winning all the way to the end of the season. And I said, so as a Liverpool fan, Charlie, that means that you're saying Liverpool are not going to win the league. He said, do you know, to be honest, I think that's true, because they're both exceptional teams. And if he's right, if Charlie Austin's right, Man City win tonight and Leeds lose, and suddenly Leeds are a bit worried.
Andy, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at Aston Villa. Still 4 left. Aston Villa away. Andy will be with us for that. We're going to leave you the news. Sensational turnaround here. Burnley have won it by 2-1. Watford led at half-time. Unfortunate Tarkowski on goal, but 2 goals in 3 minutes. Flying header from Jack Cork. Super right foot finish from Josh Brownhill. Burnley have won it. They've gone 5 points clear of Everton. They've gone above Leeds. They're a point a game now with 34, and Burnley are alive and kicking. I'll see you next Saturday. George Boyd with me for the Aston Villa home game. Until then, I'll leave you the news. Watford 1, Burnley 2. Goodbye from me.